Welcome to the 101 Classic in Woodland Hills in the San Fernando Valley. It's going to be a barn burner tonight. El Camino Royal on the road. Seemingly they're on the road every week, this time against the Toreadors of Taft. Hello again, everybody. My name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. This is Paul Zabalik. Paul, we had a great game a week ago, Chatsworth and El Camino. A goal line stand for El Camino, won it for the Royals, a walk-off goal line stand, and we expect that kind of competitive game tonight against Taft.
Well, you're looking at two explosive offenses. If they really decide they want to play tonight, you're going to see a lot of scoring. You're going to see a lot of explosion within the passing game, and clearly the run game will be an adjunct to it. You got exciting receivers, exciting quarterbacks, and I think it's going to light the scoreboard.
Yeah, Taft plays this air raid offense. They'll put it up 60, 70 times, won't they?
And exactly right. And El Camino has to prepare for that. And it's when you're looking at that kind of passing game, you've got to know that once you start to defend against that, it opens up the run game. And clearly Taft has that offensive capability as well.
One of the heroes a week ago in the thrilling win for El Camino Royal was wide receiver Caden Jong. He caught 2 touchdowns, including the one that gave him the lead late.
Well, that was what Hollywood scripts are all about. When you're down with about 12 seconds left to go in the game and you complete a 70-yard pass, it just gives you renewed faith. It just makes you really love the game of football when you see that kind of comeback.
Yeah, it was really a breakout game for Jong, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And again, I think you're going to see a lot of him tonight as well because he is a designated receiver for Hawk.
What's interesting, too, on the other side, they have Leor Lesham. He's another wide receiver. Great player. Wears number 13. Had 8 touchdowns against Grant, 7 of them receiving. He has 12 touchdowns this year.
Well, again, you have to cover that kind of receiver. He's a breakout receiver. He gets open, and when you have that kind of speed and quickness, you've got to double cover him at times. You've got to be able to press him. You've got to give him different looks.
They call him Mr. Everything here, Leor Lesham. It figures to be a high-scoring game. We said on our pregame last week it was going to be competitive. We didn't think it would go down to the final play. This game figures to be high-scoring, but yet still competitive. It's the Royals and the Toreadors. It's next on LA36. Beautiful night in Woodland Hills. No breeze, usually windy out of the West San Fernando Valley. Not tonight. Randy Rosenblum with Paul Zabalik. Taft is going to receive the football. First, Ocentra will kick it off for ECR. Leor Lesham is back deep. He's the solo return artist for the team in red, the Taft Toreadors. They've done a magnificent job, Paul, here with this new facility and how they've rebuilt the structure. Look at this field.
Well, this field has been around here for about 70 years, and they finally did renovate it, and it looks terrific.
This is El Camino Royal football. Week in and week out, they've been on the road. There are tonight's officials. Bill Agopian, been around for a long time. He does a terrific job. And we have a Dwayne Johnson. I don't know if that's The Rock, but he is the back judge. Lesham is dangerous. He's returned kickoffs for touchdowns this year. Big crowd in Woodland Hills. It's homecoming for the Toreadors.
It's the rivalry game, the 101 Classic.
El Camino Royal in the traveling white with blue numerals. That's about ready to get going. It was close to 100 degrees out here today, but it's cooled off and it's just absolutely delightful right now. Huge crowd on hand, anticipating this kickoff. They are set, and we are ready to play some football. 4 12-minute quarters at the prep level. You don't see very many teams have just one guy back deep. Solo to return, as we mentioned, Leor Lesham. He's a 4-year starter. It's driven right to him on one hop. Here comes Leor. Solid return outside to the 35-yard line.
El Camino had really good coverage down there this time on the kickoff. Normally they get the ball, the receiving team usually gets the ball around the 30-yard line, and again, this is what happened here. Lesham was able to break outside.
Quarterback is Devon Conroy. He's thrown 20 touchdown passes this year, but he has thrown 13 picks. They have an outstanding running back and Michael Mansoray, who rushed for 201 yards in the loss a week ago against Cleveland. There's a man down early, so we have a timeout for the moment. Taft loves their offensive line. Marino, Sherwood, Lopez, Jukic, and Kai Maestri.
Average size around 235 to 240 pounds, and they can move. You can look at any of the offensive linemen. They have quick speed between the tackles.
Lesham was the player that was shaken up, but Lior seems to be okay as he comes off the field. I'm sure he'll be back in their huddle probably the next play. They'll give him a play off, but he's jogging to the near sideline. He's a great kid. By the way, he tells you he's a gourmet chef. He'll cook you a nice steak, and he plays the guitar, and he's a 4.0 student.
Doesn't get better than that. On the offensive line, you want to see 70 Caden Sherwood and number 71 Juan Lopez. They'll lead the play.
There's that running back.
Big gainer up the middle, Michael Mansoray.
Mansoray came in with 691 yards on the season. He averages 5.5. He picked up 7 on first down. And again, it's a football team that throws it almost on every down, but they start out testing the ground. Mansoray again short of the first down this time. He was bottled up.
When you look at that offensive line, you'll key on 70, which we called, again, you're looking at that kind of a blocking back, and Sherwood leading the play. This time they went straight ahead.
Will it be Mansoray again on third down?
Penalty on the play.
Marker comes out.
Indication is offside.
ECR jumped. First down, Taft. That takes it out to the 48-yard line. Well, Fred Emerson's offense comes out rushing the football. Again, it's Mansoray to the outside. Into ECR territory to the 46. Jake Shirley with the stop.
Clearly, Emerson has coached these offensive linemen well, and they're setting up the ground game to open up the passing lanes.
2nd and 5 for the men in red, the Taft Toreadors. The pitch to Wilson. Legend turns the corner, has a first down.
Legend Wilson takes the pitch.
Now, Legend a year ago was a running back. They've moved him into the slot back position where he's catching passes this year, but he's dangerous carrying the ball.
Very versatile running back, and he can catch and run and throw at the same time. You've seen him throw the pass as well.
Nice beginning for the Toreador offense in the first 2 minutes of the game. High snap played by Conroy, and he's being chased. Shirley's after him. Conroy running and now throwing, open receiver. Taking it in is Karan for a touchdown.
First escaping the
Eric
rush.
Karan with the TD.
Poised to find his receiver for a walk-in touchdown.
Well, Conroy's ability, his escape ability made the play.
Well, Conroy, again, he broke contain. He was able to get outside, and unfortunately, El Camino did not have that contained person out there to contain him inside the tackles.
Taft had 2 receivers by themselves in the deep secondary, and Karan was just waiting for the ball.
Well, that again, when you set up the run the way Coach Emerson has done that, again, opens up the passing lanes, and that's what we talked about with the first 2 series.
Nahore is an outstanding kicker. He's a soccer player. Mark Nahore. Whistles sound. It appeared that ECR jumped again.
Penalty on the play.
Snapped, encroachment defense, half the distance to the goal.
Indicated against El Camino.
The Royals are antsy early.
They've got to watch the ball. They can't jump off sides. Those are giving them yardage that they don't need, and El Camino needs to count every yard, and they can't jump like that.
Well, that's going to change the play call. Fred Emerson's going to send the offense back out there. They're going to go for 2.
He's going to go for 2 here.
Conroy trots back on. It took 2 minutes and 17 seconds for Conroy to get the Toreadors in the end zone. Berry is the running back. Darnell Berry. Berry toward the end zone. He's in for 2.
Michael Mansoray shakes off one tackler and gets the conversion.
So Berry gets it.
Score now is 8.
Into the end zone for the 2-pointer.
Again, Mansoray was not to be denied.
Here's the play by Conroy.
Wide open.
Hey, make sure you don't block the curtain.
See the 2-point play again. So 8-0 Taft. Now ready to kick off. Oh, they're going to send Johnson Scott out there, and he will kick it short. Picked up and dropped at the 30-yard line. That's smart football.
Taft executes the squib kick.
That squib kick. Montezavi just fell on the football. Here's the 2-point conversion. And it was Berry who got in. So ECR takes over at their 32-yard line. Quarterback number 12, Kevin Hawkins. On the year, Hawkins has hit 60% of his passes for 1,066 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And it's El Camino that's looking to throw on first down. Incomplete.
Kevin
The deep ball for Sanders.
A long one, and Jalen Sanders almost came down with a great defense.
Sanders has a touchdown this week.
We knew that
Heritage Christian.
El Camino was going to come out throwing the ball, and they take it deep on the first play.
That'll stretch the defense a little bit. It's 2nd down and 10 for the men in white, ECR. Down early by 8-0. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Big play, touchdown throw to Eric Curran. Tossed by Devin Conroy. Hawkins back to the air. Open as Shirley, and he dropped it. Took his eye off the football, wanted to run before the catch.
And again, Shirley was wide open. He is the intended receiver almost on every down for El Camino.
A shaky start for Coach Zabalik's crew after that wonderful win a week ago over Chatsworth. 28-27, they won on a walk-off goal line stand. It's 3rd down and 10. Jong split to the near side, who had 2 touchdowns last week. Number 2 is outstanding. Hawkins again. Gonna run. He needs 10 yards. Good effort, but he didn't get 10, so it's 4th down.
Well, that's the 12th man we talked about last week, is when Hawkins decides to run, he can get outside and he can break it.
Punting unit is on. It's 4th and 4. Fred Emerson in his first year, a native of Columbus, Ohio. You'll meet him at halftime. Jason Zabalik, one coach, speaks to another. That's a very intriguing interview. 2 good guys. Ocentra on to punt. Good start for the Toreadors. They have 8 in the bank, and they're about to get the ball back. Speaking of 8, it's Dakota Gardner. Fielded it, down he goes. He wears number 8. ECR got down there in a hurry. Lance Wilson gets down there, knocks down the return artist.
Now that was great coverage on the punt. That's where they needed to put Taft as deep into their territory as possible.
Well, for Conroy, it was a confidence builder with that long touchdown to Corin.
it was a broken coverage, and El Camino had to make adjustments, and that unfortunately didn't adjust to Conroy running the ball.
He got outside containment and bought additional time. There's that little flip play. This time it is contained by ECR. Beautiful defense by the Royals.
The pitch to the left side this time. Lesham is stacked up.
Lesham came around and they slowed him down. No gain.
Again, Lopez and Sherwood are leading that offensive line. If you key on them, you'll see where the play is going to go when they're running the ball.
Whistles sound again.
Penalty flag.
Our lead official again is Bill Agopian. And Agopian will give us the indication.
5-yard penalty.
Another one.
Offside.
The third one
Yeah.
offside against El Camino Royal.
Second down now and only 5 to go.
Takes it to the 35.
And
second and 5.
You can see the momentum shift when El Camino makes penalties. It's just giving them yardage they don't earn.
Did a nice job shutting Lesham down on that reverse. The last time Conroy lost the ball. Smartly falls on it back at the 23-yard line.
Fumble on the play.
A negative play for the Toreadors.
Well, mistakes will be the main factor in deciding who wins this game tonight. So far, El Camino has made 3 and Taft has made 1.
Third and long. Down to 7:30 left in the opening quarter. 8-0 Toreadors. Excellent protection. Conroy steps up. He's going to run. He's weaving through traffic. And he apparently picked up the first down. That was a magnificent play. And we've talked about his passing, and we saw that with a deep touchdown throw to Karan. But his legs are doing some damage.
Well, again, he has that versatility, and he has the speed to get outside.
After the play was over, a personal foul, late hit, defense, 15-yard penalty, results in a first down.
El Camino early, not disciplined. This infraction takes it to the ECR 45.
Here's the speed that you're going to see on the outside.
Unsportsmanlike conduct leads to a first down.
Again, Conroy's thrown for 21 touchdowns this year. Another quick one on the outside. Boy, he got the ball out quickly. Got it to Perry, number 10.
The flanker screen and another very successful
Perry's 25th catch of the year. He's grabbed onto 3 scores this year. Picked up 7. It's second down and 3.
Versatile wide receiver core for Taft.
Trips to the left. The deep ball for Lesham. Incomplete.
Wow, a long shot in the end zone.
You're just giving Conroy too much time to throw the football. They've got to be able to put more pressure on him from the outside and contain him.
Third down and still a short 3. Another look at that try for the deep ball.
Again, you had a receiver wide open, and the problem is that secondary for El Camino isn't adjusting, especially against Lesham. Was wide open in the end zone.
Excellent job against the run. Mansoret denied of the first down. It's fourth down and 2.
Decision time.
I would guess he's going to go for it.
Well, they're in plus territory. They're at the ECR 37-yard line. Randy Rosenbaum, Paul Zabalik. First quarter action. The 101 Classic. And an early advantage for the Toreadors. Big fourth down play. Here's the handoff. Should be good enough for the first down.
Up the middle, it's going to be
the offensive
close,
line did a nice job.
Going to have maybe a measurement.
Again, it was Berry who scored the 2-point conversion, coming in relief of Mansoret. Gets the first down. Number 23's done a nice job off the bench early.
Again, you're seeing that offensive line make that hole, and they're going to give him that 1 or 2 yards. It's almost not to be denied.
Ball nudged inside the 35. Mansoret. Maybe 2.
it looks like El Camino's defensive line now are keying on Lopez and Sherwood.
Piscata with the stop. Did a nice job of filling the hole. Its protection is perfect. Legend Wilson. Touchdown.
Beautiful. Conroy with the bullet over the middle. And then a spectacular catch by Legend Wilson, shaking off tacklers and running all the way to the end zone for another touchdown.
Very versatile running back, Legend in number 15, and he'll get open. He's another very, very elusive receiver.
PAT try. 14-0 game. It's Lesham that puts it through. He does everything here.
Very versatile athlete.
Is good. And that brings our score with
15-0. And there's still 5.5 minutes left in the quarter. This is a great play and a great throw. And how about the bounce of Wilson?
Again, that's pure athleticism when you're able to just bounce off the ground and not go down.
Matt Amos will kick off. Well, El Camino's come out. They've been stung by the passing game of Taft. This quarterback at Taft now has 22 touchdowns, Devon Conroy. And that was a rifle shot. He got it to Wilson in a hurry.
He just thread the needle, as they say.
Amos kicking off. Slipping down. It's been that kind of first quarter for.
We have a first down for El Camino at
the Royals was Gagwa,
3-yard line.
who, by the way, was the hero in some respects last week. Gagwa made the stop at the goal line to preserve the victory. But so far, nothing going right for the Royals.
Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will.
They need a positive play, don't they, Paul? They
do.
Get something going, because right now they're getting totally outplayed.
They are clearly making the mistakes that they need to avoid. They can't continue to do that, or it's going to be a long night.
Perhaps they can get Caden Jong involved, number 2, who split to the right side. It's Shirley in motion. Counter play. And a quick hitter. That was a well-designed play.
Well, Shirley was used as a decoy that time. Everybody keyed on him, and they turned it inside.
1 to go.
Kona Malig carried the ball, number 30. 5'8" junior, also on the baseball team at ECR. So it's Malig in the backfield. Second down and 1. Kona with a good gain. He picked up 9 on first down.
He stayed on his feet.
Now look again. This time, there was little running room for him.
First down, barely made it.
Good enough for the
middle.
first down. They only needed a half a yard, so
New set of downs
they moved the
for
sticks
El
out to the 34-yard line. A rapidly moving opening quarter, and the men in red have been blistering hot. As you can see, it's 15-0.
Well, offensive line for El Camino, when you're looking at the type of size they have with Jared Gonzalez at 6'4", 290 pounds, you're going to have that kind of ability to get that half a yard when you need it.
Coulter lined up in the backfield. Deion Coulter, they pitch it to him. Trying to go wide, he's bottled up. Trying to reverse his field, and down he goes, a big loss.
Swarmed for a loss.
Tremendous defense. Benon got in there. Asaf Benon.
And a long.
There was a broken play on the offensive line. They just couldn't contain the outside rush.
Taft's controlling the line of scrimmage. That surprise you?
Yeah, it truly does. Not offensively, but defensively, El Camino should be able to control their own offensive line, but it's not happening for them at the moment.
Coulter had nowhere to go.
Just again, broken play by the offensive line.
Loss of 10. It's 2nd and 20. Hawkins to the air. He has some room, so he charges upfield to the 31.
Hawkins takes off running.
In the grasp of Jared
but he is tackled by the
Simonto.
swarming linebackers for a short gain. It's still 3rd down and about almost 13 to go.
Hawkins is running a little slower this game, and I wonder if it's because he got a little banged up last week against Chatsworth. He took a lot of hits.
You would think that the motion would be on their side coming in. They had the dramatic win over Chatsworth. Everybody was on a high. Suddenly they come in here, and it's Taft that's controlling this opening quarter.
Well, rivalry games will do that to you.
It's Taft that's playing with the greater motor and more motivation. Hawkins needs 13 on 3rd down. He's in trouble, and down he goes.
Great
well
tackle
contained.
For a loss.
McNooney with the stop. Aaron McNooney.
Aaron McNooney with a great tackle, hustling all the way.
You just can't have that offensive line break down on the corners. You've got to be able to keep the quarterback in the pocket.
Dakota Gardner is back deep again to return. He wears number 8. Ocentra needs a nice punt here. Approaching 1 minute left in the opening quarter. Favorable roll for ECR on the new turf. All the way down to the 22-yard line.
Very good punt.
To the 22-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Taft.
Oh, we're inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. 16 has thrown some interceptions on the year, but this 16 looks more like Joe Montana the way he's thrown the football. He has been spectacular. The uniforms, the coloring, and the number kind of looks like Montana. He's thrown a couple touchdowns in the quarter. One to Eric Caron, another one to Legend Wilson.
And he's basically breaking contain, and he's getting outside the end and able to throw the ball on the run.
Conroy's been terrific in this opening stanza. By the way, he's a great student as well. Mansoray is going nowhere.
Mansoray with
Jake
the
Shirley.
handoff did not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 2. It's 2nd down and a dozen. Final 35 seconds of the opening quarter. El Camino's defense needs to step up. Mansoray again. Bouncing outside. Hit, and down he goes.
Mansoray again, this time
It'll
off
bring
the
up
left
3rd down.
end for a
Wilson
good
with the
gain,
stop.
But it's going to bring up 3rd down.
You're keying Juan Lopez, the
Almost
offensive guard. He'll tell you where the play's going, and that's exactly what happened.
See if they snap it before the quarter ends. We're down to 5 seconds. They're in no hurry here. Normally they run that fast break offense, but Conroy's content. He has 15 on the board through 12 minutes.
That is the end
So
of
we're
the first
after
quarter.
one.
They'll switch sides with
Taft.
Taft.
And this man,
15.
Conroy, he was brilliant in the opening
Camino
quarter.
yet to score.
It was all Conroy in the first quarter. He was able to just move the team down the field, and without any kind of defense to give him any kind of pressure. And El Camino has to do that to keep him inside the tackles.
If I'm looking at this first quarter, the greatest current concern for me, what I watched, is when he threw that touchdown to Caron, there was nobody in the secondary near Caron, and there was other receivers available. He had every available target in his repertoire. He could have hit a number of different players.
He had 2 receivers in the end zone, and he could have had his pick, like you said. But El Camino needs to see that. They all came up to make the play on Conroy, and they just let the receivers free.
On the flip side, let's give some credit, too, to the Taft defense. They completely bottled up ECR's offense.
You know, what El Camino needs to be doing, Taft is doing. They're containing the outside. They're not letting Hawkins break out, and they're not giving him that kind of that opportunity to find receivers deep.
It's been difficult for ECR this season. They don't have a running game.
Well, they lost a lot during graduation, and when you start to rebuild your program, it has a kind of effect when you got a quarterback that needs that run support.
Both teams 2-4. ECR 1-0 in the West Valley. Taft 0-1 after they lost to Cleveland. They felt they played much better in the second half after getting the hurt put on them in the opening half. This Taft team averages over 400 yards on total offense per game, 423 to be exact. 279 in the air, 144 on the ground, so they're balanced.
They got to contain Conroy here.
3rd down and 7. First play of the second quarter. That one's thrown into the ground, intended for Wilson. It'll be 4th and long.
Incomplete.
So the defense will get off the field for ECR.
Well, you saw pressure now being put on Conroy, and it forced him to throw it quicker than he wanted to.
Yeah, we have a long way to go in this 101 Classic. There is a cup, nice trophy that'll be presented to the winner. There's Eric Gaines, one of the fine officials in the LA City section. 4th and 7. 4th and 7. El Camino with 2 wins this year over North Hollywood and Chatsworth. Losses to Heritage Christian, Palisades, Franklin, and Narbonne. Dropped. But the punt is out of harm's way. Nice job by Amos, and he gets a nice roll. And considering it went over his head to knock it down to the 41-yard line of ECR, he did a good job, Amos.
When things go right, they go right.
El Camino at the 41-yard line.
That was clearly an opportunity to block the punt and make a big play on the punt return.
You know, to underscore ECR's issues as you look at Coach Emerson and his staff running the football, they only average 41 yards a game on the ground. Now, they've had some success in the air, throwing for 178 yards per outing, but they're going to have to find a running game to take some of the pressure off of Hawkins.
Well, they've got the offensive line to do it. They've just got to put the pressure on those outside ends, and trap plays and counters will work against this defensive line.
Good field position, the 41. They fake to Shirley and hand it off. And weaving upfield is Kona Malik, the diminutive running back, 5'8" and 160 pounds.
That's a first down across the 50-yard line.
11 yards for Kona.
You'll notice the counter. He got behind 75, and you're looking at Jordan Watron and Jared Gonzalez.
Down 15-0 early in the quarter. A nice run from Malik. Just the start of the second quarter. But it would do well for ECR to put one in the end zone. They flare it out. Shirley, and they have this one diagrammed. He had no chance.
Swing pass was caught.
Looked like it was tipped.
It was run down by
Darius Taylor, the outside linebacker.
Taylor for a loss.
The junior, they think he's a Pac-12 talent, Darius Taylor.
Second down.
He ran over there and made the stop. He's on the sprint relay team here, so you know Taylor can move. A loss of nearly 5. We'll call it 4. It's 2nd down and 14. You don't want to be behind the change or behind in the ball game. El Camino Real looking for a big play. Kevin Hawkins, the sophomore quarterback, running the show in the shotgun with 3 to his left as potential targets. And he's going to that side of the field. One's caught. It'll be well short of the first down.
Pass is complete over the middle.
John's first catch of the night.
Stopped and sent backwards. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6.
You see that opening underneath where you're 7 yards from the line of scrimmage, that has been an opportunity for El Camino all season, and this is now taking advantage of that.
Dakota Gardner with the stop. Number 8's very talented player. They also love 42, Elijah Aubert. Those two will be in on a lot of stops for Taft tonight. 3rd down and 6 for Hawkins. That one was not well thrown. They weren't on the same page. Coulter was the target. But that ball was in the ground before he made his cut to the outside on the pattern.
Well, there was pressure again on Hawkins, and he had to release the ball quicker, and unfortunately bounced it.
Well, decision time. El Camino Royale at the 44 of Taft. It's 4th down and 6. Looks like they might try to go for it. You like this call?
No, I don't. I see him punt the ball and get Taft deep into their own end zone, but this is Coach Hayashida's call.
Hayashida, the offensive coordinator for Elko. They need 6 on 4th down. Thrown short of the sticks, and they're not going to get there. You got to run a pattern that's deep enough. Coulter had to go further downfield. You can't do that.
Camino short, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Taft again makes the play.
Well, you got to look at a senior receiver. He's got to know where the sticks are, and he's got to be able to make that play, and just didn't go far enough. And again, I second-guessed the call. I would have punted the ball.
Toreadors take over at their 40-yard line. Well, again, look at that air raid offense, which has had some moments, but their ground game has also been effective. And here's that pitch. Wilson coming around, giving up a lot of ground. And he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage in the waiting arms of Jake Shirley.
Finally, they had contain on the outside, and that's exactly what Elko's got to do for the rest of the game. They've got to be able to contain that outside rush and Conroy.
Jake Shirley's a tremendous player, and he plays both sides, tight end, defensive end. He's the top player on the football team for El Camino Royale. Ground game, Mansoray twisting and turning, just gets to the 40-yard line. It's 3rd and long. Still need about 10.
Mansoray is the ball carrier. And he gets back to lost yardage.
Down to 8:30 remaining in the half. It's been all Taft. 2 touchdown passes for this fine quarterback, and he's a good one. Devon Conroy hitting Corrin and Wilson, respectively. Conroy being chased. Lesham trying to come back and help his quarterback, but it's an incompleted pass.
You started to see pressure now on Conroy. This is what we talked about. What caused some interceptions from Conroy is when he is put under pressure, he does release the ball and he does throw interceptions.
But so far, Paul, he's done a pretty good job of protecting the ball there. He had no chance, so he just threw it away.
Well, again, here's the pressure that he's been put on him, and that gives him a lot of issues, and he'll rush the pass, even though Lesham was wide open.
Well, El Camino's getting the football back. Gagua to return. Punted to the sideline, and it'll take another favorable roll on this beautiful turf for Taft.
And Amos with another great punt.
Amos has been good punting the ball so far for Taft.
He's putting El Camino back against the wall, and the kicking game will do that. If you have a positive kicking game, it acts as a defense for you.
Elko will start from its 23-yard line. So they're 77 yards away. Fred Emerson will chat with Coach Zabalik. We'll have Coach chatting to Coach. We'll also hear from the athletic director, Mr. Russell from El Camino Royale at halftime. There's some news about the football field. See if that'll get underway. Needs some reconstruction work. If it ends up looking like this field, things will be nice at
this is what
the other side of Woodland Hills.
This is what it should look like.
Timeout on the field.
Royals take a timeout. They got to get their offense going. The defense has settled in. The offense so far not doing much.
Well, they started to run the ball and they started to sustain drives, and then they started to go and do trick plays. Again, I'm not quite sure what Coach Hayashida was doing on that, but they can sustain the ground game. They do have the offensive line capability to do that.
And Prep Sports Night Live each Wednesday night live at 7 o'clock. Rich Estrella, Bob Gibson, they do a wonderful job. I'll tell you, that's the most entertaining prep show in Southern California. And our show, SoCal Prep Report, we're more matter of fact. We have interviews. I'm joined by Tarek Fatal. That's a half-hour live presentation every Thursday night, 9 to 9:30. In fact, we had Lior Lesham on. He said he was ready to play. So far, his team has been ready to play. Great crowd on hand. Support for both teams. Rush upfield. Again, it's Kona Malik.
Is hit and stopped.
We have not seen the normal starter, Adrian Walker, number 26. It's been all Kona so far.
Let's hear it for Taft.
He didn't seem to get a good spot on that. He was, it looked like he had a 5-yard gain, and they spotted him with 2 yards.
Second down and 8. Shirley and Hawkins went to the sideline, talking to the coaching staff about what they're going to run here. Sanders swings wide to the left. Coulter deployed to the right. Again, a short pass caught by Shirley, and down he goes.
Hawkins complete.
This Garner's everywhere,
Right
number
on
8.
the spot.
Well, as you can see, he's actually spying Jake Shirley. Where Shirley goes, you'll see number 8. He's right on him. He's doing his man coverage.
That ball could have been picked. He was right there.
Big play
Again,
for
it's 3rd and long.
Big play for El Camino here. They've got to get the 5 yards, 6 yards.
Oh, Hawkins figures to throw again.
And here comes pressure.
Hawkins throwing back to the right. Incomplete for Coulter. And it was well covered. That's secondary of Taft doing the job.
Well, they're doing the job that Elko isn't doing, and you know, there's no excuse for that. You know, when you're defending a passing team, you've got to scheme to the where the strengths are. So far, El Camino hasn't done that.
Next week, El Camino Royale travels to Birmingham to take on the top-ranked team in Los Angeles. Once again, ECR relinquishing the football. Osintra with the punt, and a good one.
Very good.
Trickles down to the 27-yard line where it's down by Carrillo.
It will be 1st down and 10.
So again, if you start to see El Camino put pressure on Conroy, he just may throw an interception, which will turn the complexion of the game very quickly.
Both teams have been pointing for this game. There's Jason Zabalik on the sideline. Like the fact he's got his team calmed down, but they're just not executing on offense.
You know, they started out with 3 penalties offsides, and that's just not what you want to see.
Handoff. It's Wilson in the backfield, and he's thrown back for a loss. Filtering through is Caden McCoy, number 4, to make the hit.
You got, again, contain. That's exactly what Elko needs to do. If they had done that in the first part of the first quarter, there wouldn't be 15 points on the board right now. If Elko can sustain this, they're still in this game.
Oh, there's a long way to go. 5:35 to play in the opening half. 15-0. We saw Chatsworth come down the field repeatedly in the second half after being behind 21-6 a week ago. Take the lead before they lost to El Camino Royale.
Well, the adjustments had to be made, and Chatsworth made them. That's what kept them in the game.
2nd and 13. They run the draw. Mansoray out across the 30-yard line. Waiting for him was Jake Shirley. It's going to be 3rd down.
Shirley closed down from his defensive end spot and was able to make that play.
So far, this quarterback, Devon Conroy, has been composed. See if he can make another play on 3rd down. Excellent protection. Not when he threw into traffic, and that could have been picked. He wanted Lesham.
It was close.
Down the middle.
I think the referee interfered with that one a little bit.
Well, another defensive stop for ECR. That defense now has gotten stout.
They're making their adjustments. That's exactly what we talked about. I think the umpire was a 12th defender in there for him that time.
Javon Gagwa again will go back deep. But can the offense make a play? That's the question right now.
Well, they've got to sustain their drives offensively with running the ball, and that'll open up the passing lanes. They're just not doing that.
Problem is they haven't had a run game all year.
Well, but they started to, and then they go away from it. They start a run, they gain a couple yards, and then they try to throw some trick plays, and they got to sustain it.
One of the heroes so far, Matt Amos, punting. Fielded by Gagwa at the 40. Has the 50. Gagwa on that sideline is blasted. Tremendous hit, but a good return.
That was a very powerful tackle. You hear Pineda. That is a
Pineda
stop.
with the hit.
But El Camino has the ball in Taft territory.
You hear Pineda. Boy, he really hit him hard. But again, when you look at things, ECR starting at the 41-yard line. A terrific return by Gagwa.
Best field position so far for El Camino.
4 minutes, 28 seconds left before the break. It would do El Camino good to get in the end zone. Remember, they'll get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. So a touchdown here, they could get healthy in a hurry when they get the ball in the 2nd half.
That counter has worked for them, and I would like to see it again.
Walker in the backfield, 26. Sanders, flanker screen. Got away from one, but there were others there.
Quick pass out in the left flat, and Taft holds.
Wesley Pervizzi had him for a moment.
2nd down and 5.
Quick reaction by the secondary of Taft. They're really on the ball. They're out rallying to the ball, as they say.
Gain of close to 5. 4 minutes left. Got a sense of urgency. Plenty of time for the Royals.
And that was a play action off the run, off this pitch, and it was wide open.
Another one in the air. That's a good catch inside the 30 by Shirley. That's a 1st down, ECR.
So again, we're talking about that underneath pattern, that 7 to 8 yards from the line of scrimmage, and it's wide open for him. And Shirley has been open all night with that, and they're finally seeing it.
They'll spot it right at the 30. 1st down, Royals. Well, this quarterback is starting to build a little bit of confidence here. Kevin Hawkins, just a sophomore. Again, he hits 60% of his passes. Shirley is his big-time target, the tight end. Wanting the deep ball. Incomplete. Wanted Coulter. Amir Dutt, who's twice an all-West Valley League quarterback, number 5.
Almost intercepted. He went up for the ball. I mean, he went up probably about 4 feet vertical.
Yeah, you don't want to challenge Dutt too much. He's a great one. Again, all league 2 years in a row.
Watch the leap.
2nd down and 10. Ball spotted at the Taft 30. El Camino Real needs points with 3 minutes to play before the break. Down 15-0. Randy Rosenblum, Paul Zabalik. This is El Camino Real football at Taft. The 101 Classic. Woodland Hills supremacy at stake.
El Camino's ground game between the tackles is there if they run the ball. My guess is they'll be throwing it here.
Your guess is right, unless it's Hawkins who runs. He elects to toss it, incomplete. Again, it was Shirley trying to come back and help his quarterback, but that throw was too high.
Yeah, running left and throwing left is a very difficult thing to do for some quarterbacks.
Third down. They need 10. Well, they have a couple more shots at it. Obviously, they're not going to punt from there, and they're out of field goal range. Years gone by, they had a great kicker in Asa Johnson, but he's graduated. So it's third down and 10. Kevin Hawkins, big, tall drink of water.
Okay, that Shirley pass underneath, that hitch pattern underneath is still there if they need the 8 to 10 yards.
And he's got Jong out there. Sanders is split wide. A lot of options. Throw. Wanted Shirley again. Dutch coverage was exquisite. And it's 4th and 10. Are they going to Shirley too much? Are they telegraphing where they're going?
Well, again, when you come into this game, and if you scout this team, you're going to see that Shirley is the playmaker. And although Jong had an opportunity last week to make that happen, he's not being the receiver of choice tonight. Shirley certainly has been.
Yeah, when you talk to Fred Emerson, the head football coach in his first year at Taft, and we're going to meet him at intermission, he said we need to slow down Jake Shirley. So far they've done a nice job. He's caught some balls, but he hasn't hurt him. Let's see what develops here on 4th and 10. Inside of 3 minutes to play, opening half. It would do Elko well to get a conversion. Setting up the middle screen, that won't work.
El Camino tries
Walker had no chance.
But right there to defeat it.
Darius Taylor again was right there. Aubert was there as well. And again, the Taft defense holds.
They read the screen very well, and that's what happens when the linebackers key on the running back on the screen. It's not going to be complete.
What a great play by Darius Taylor.
Real athlete on both sides of the ball.
Well, Conroy's back out there with a chance for Taft to get more points.
Penalty on the play. Ball start be 5 yards.
Cost the Toreadors 5.
First down.
We have seen a very clean half. That was a rare mistake by the Toreadors.
Well, again, they're far more disciplined tonight offensively than El Camino has been defensively.
1st and 15. Pass near side. It's dropped into and out of the hands of Jacob Peary. Peary's reliable. That rarely happens. And he's laughing about it. He knows he should have caught the ball.
Well, the old cliche is that he heard footsteps. He probably sensed as soon as he caught it, he'd be hit.
Conroy again. Nice throw. Pinpoint aerial to Lesham.
Conroy's pass is complete.
One thing about Leor Lesham, he looks to help his quarterback out. He'll come back and give him a target.
That's why he's been the key receiver for Taft, is that he finds the opening and Conroy looks for him.
3rd and 7. 2:15 left before the break. Conroy being chased by Shirley again. Off his back foot, he has Peary for a first down to the 47-yard line.
They've got to contain Conroy. They're just not doing that.
Peary for the first down.
He didn't drop that one, did he?
And the chains move. We have 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the first half.
His escapability, Devon Conroy, has been a real difference in this opening half, and unfortunately we have a Taft player down.
There appears to be an injury on the play.
He is the difference. Conroy is the difference.
Now, you've been watching him all week on tape. Did you see this ability to get out of containment, to his escapability?
Yeah, you watch their receivers and you watch the way they get open, and Conroy has the ability to find them. And he is doing that and demonstrating that tonight. They've got to be able to contain that.
Sidearmed it too. Good throw, and again, there's the receiver, Peary, coming back to help him. Timeout with the injury. It is one of the Toreador players, and everybody is hoping the individual will be okay.
It looked like helmet to helmet.
There is no flag out for a penalty for helmet to helmet. What must Jason Zabalk be thinking about now?
He's got to keep them from scoring, going into the locker room with more points. He's thinking right now, how are we going to sustain this and keep them out of the end zone?
And it is one of the players from El Camino that's also down. The Taft player ran off, and the player that stayed down and now that has gotten up and appears to be okay, and that's a great side, is Caden McCoy, number 4. He ran off under his own power.
Right. Again, it was not a helmet. It wasn't a call of helmet to helmet, or you know, the old penalty where, you know, you're targeting. This was just an incidental tackle where they hit the helmets.
Still with 2 minutes, plenty of time for Taft. Quick one to the side for Lesham, incomplete. And another late flag comes out.
But there is a flag on the play at the end.
Tyus Freeman was covering 36 in white. Officials conferring. We'll get the call.
15-yard penalty, first down.
That's a personal foul penalty, 15 yards. That's going to be, and it stops the clock. That'll be first down for Taft.
That's the second person foul of the game, and they hurt. Takes it down to the 39.
They can't make those mistakes. They just can't.
Back to the ground. Mansoray running hard to the 35.
Mansoray picks his way through the middle of the lineup for a good first down play.
Pesqueda with the tackle.
Down in about 6.
El Camino playing without Shane Bogaz tonight. An excellent cornerback, a real hitter in the secondary. He's not feeling well. He's out. So that's a loss. Near fumble by Conroy. Chased by Shirley. Fumble. El Camino's got it. Jake Shirley made the play. What a play by Jake Shirley. Ben Chauvel recovered it.
El Camino jumps on it.
78.
First down and 10.
Again, a lot of pressure put on Conroy, and that's what happens.
24 seconds left.
Well, that's the break that ECR wanted. It wasn't cleanly possessed by the quarterback, Conroy, and he got blasted by Shirley, and it popped loose.
Again, they put the pressure on him, and he didn't have anywhere to go. That's what they have to do to keep him in the pocket.
That play might have kept him in the game. Now a chance for ECR from midfield, and they still have 84 seconds. They run with it. Mallett. Kona Mallett. Inside the 15. The best run of the season from a running back for ECR.
You know, I've been calling that all night. I've been telling you that they should be able to run the ball between the tackles, and that's exactly what they're able to do. They'll bust that almost every other time. Their run game is there. They just have to execute.
Ball inside the 15 of Taft. Opportunity for El Camino Royal to jump right back in the hunt.
Coach Hayashida should keep it on the ground here. They're going to. Taft is going to expect them to throw the ball.
Out of the half.
1 minute, 3
Toreadors
seconds
take their first timeout. Teams will come to the sideline. What a break, that fumble. That can really change things. Certainly switch the momentum in a hurry.
We talked about momentum last week, and we saw it happen. You could actually feel when the momentum shifts and how it changes the whole complexion of a team's position on the field.
Really, when you think about it, El Camino Royal, the way they played this opening half, is fortunate to be down 15-0 to score here. You go back into the locker room thinking, we got away with one.
Exactly right. But they've got to score here. They've got to take this minute and use the clock to their advantage.
Huge homecoming crowd here for Taft High School. They've had some great teams here over the years. They've won city championships. Had great players. Steve Smith. In fact, they had a night for Steve Smith here to begin the year. One of their nights was dedicated to Steve. Of course, he was a great player for the New York Giants. Played on a Super Bowl champion Giant team. Beat Brady and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. First down from the 14. 63 seconds left in the half. They stay on the ground, and Malik is drilled for nothing.
Again, missed blocks. Met
and wrapped up in the backfield for a short loss.
El Camino will take the timeout.
For El Camino with 53 seconds left. Second and about almost 12 to go.
That was a negative play.
That was a missed block on the line of scrimmage. Anytime a defender breaks free without being touched, it's a missed block.
What a start, though, for Taft. And at least El Camino now has leveled off. Their defense has kept them in the game after an early onslaught by the Toreadors.
Well, that'll be a big adjustment at halftime. But again, they've got to score here. They've got to stay in the game.
The contingent for Elko. Let's go, Elko. A lot of signs here. Of course, Woodland Hills. This is a rivalry and little distance between the two schools. Second down and a dozen. Just outside the 15. Hawkins to the air. Knocked away and nearly picked. Shirley was the target. There's Gardner again and Dutt. This Dakota Gardner's been the star defensively of the game.
But again, you see him key on Shirley. Shirley is their target. That leaves other receivers open, and Hawkins has to find them. Jong has to be found. So does Sanders. If Sanders hasn't played yet tonight, but he's in now.
Protection held up too.
Yep. But you see there's two receivers or two defenders on him with a third one coming in. They're just keying on him. They've got to get away from Shirley if they want to score here.
Third down. Royals need a dozen. Number one is Sanders. Coulter's number 14. He's also on the flanks with John. Shirley's the tight end. Those are the targets for Hawkins. Pass to Coulter. Wiggles free. First down toward the goal line. Touchdown ECR. Tremendous effort.
Pass to the right wing.
And finishing it off
Results in a touchdown.
was Jayon Coulter.
Not Jake Shirley.
With the extra point try coming up.
So that fumble, so costly for Taft. El Camino goes the 50 yards and gets the touchdown throw from Hawkins to Coulter. For Hawkins, his 9th touchdown pass of the season. Coulter's first touchdown as a Royal, 9th catch of the year. Ocentron for the PAT. Good snap, good hold, excellent kick. It's 15-7, a one-score game.
Momentum change, Randy. Momentum change. We talk about it. We write the script, and this is what you see. Again, they didn't go to Shirley. Shirley was double covered, and even though Coulter was able to break free, that's athletic ability as you see it. Wanted it, not to be denied.
With Garner holding on for dear life. It's a 15-7 game. Everybody having fun in Woodland Hills tonight.
This
Taft
is
cheerleaders.
This is the script that you write, and that's what you want to see.
I like the phones with the light on, don't you? Everybody's doing that on both sides of the stadium, for El Camino and for Taft. Their fans are into it.
They're all competing.
The student body, yeah.
They're all competing.
Well, Conroy played a very clean first half until the fumble.
Till pressure. El Camino started to put pressure on him and contain him. That's the difference in the second quarter.
Still a long way to go. It's a 15-7 game. 40 seconds left of the half. The 101 Classic. Don't go wandering off. The only thing I think is a little surprising, we expected more offense in this game. We saw it from Taft early.
Well, the game's not over. You still have 2 quarters to play, and these guys aren't done.
Centra 22 has it ready to go. It's been a good kicker so far for El Camino this season.
Well, they got to get coverage now. They got to keep Taft down into their end of the field. They can't let him break this.
And the pooch kick is short. And it's fumbled. This is a loose football. El Camino appears to be on it. They have the football right back.
Momentum.
So it's Taft that's playing fast and loose.
Momentum. Momentum.
They have the ball. 1st and 10 with 35 seconds left. Ball will be placed at the 43-yard line.
36 seconds left. Ball's at the 43 of Taft. This could be some sprint to the finish line in the first half for the Royals. And again, El Camino gets the ball to begin the 3rd quarter.
A little trickery by Coach Hayashida now, I'm suspecting.
Hawkins to the air. If he can throw it. Instead, he elects to run inside the 40. And a timeout called with 29 seconds left. Mentioned it last week. He still feels a little more comfortable running it than throwing it, doesn't he?
Right, but he still seems to be hobbling. It's like he took some hits last week, and he's still probably trying to recover, and he's not going to run unless he has to.
They're in range here to perhaps get it near the goal line with a deep throw. Ball spotted at the 39 of Taft. Hawkins has a strong arm. And this team, as you found out last week, has a flair for the dramatics. Hawkins in trouble, though. Scrambling, running out of harm's way, getting to the sideline and stopping the clock. Smart play by the signal caller of ECR.
Keeps the ball, and he steps out of bounds. For a slight loss.
For a sophomore quarterback, that was a wise play by Hawkins.
Well, that comes with the maturity, that comes with the experience. As a sophomore, he has come a long way since game 1. We've seen that development. We've seen him mature over the last several weeks and makes some good decisions.
Even though he lost a yard, he did the wise thing to get out of bounds.
Correct.
From the Toreador 40, just 20 ticks remaining. 3rd and 7. Here's the deep throw. Incomplete. Coulter was intended. He was the target, but this Dutt, number 5, is another fine. And we talked about that he was all league. He's a fine cornerback.
They've got some very good defensive secondary coverage, and El Camino has to work with that. Again, they started to go to the run, and now they're just putting it up, and Taft's expecting that. So you're not going to fool anybody.
Well, on 4th down, ball at the Taft 40. No reason not to go for it. That sideline of Taft exhorting that D on. 2 touchdown passes from Conroy. The difference in this opening half. Legend Wilson caught the last one. The first one was by 81 Eric Caron. Coulter's caught a touchdown pass for ECR. 4th and 7. They run it with Malik, and Kona has a first down. They cross him up. He goes inside the 30. 6 seconds left.
And up the middle makes the first
down. They stop the clock to move the chains.
6 seconds to go as they move the chains.
There's the run game you've been calling for.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's there, and they just got to sustain it.
The clock's going to run out, though, here. They didn't get a play called. You had to run to the line of scrimmage. You got to down it. They didn't do that.
With your score, Taft 15 and El
So we go to the break
7.
at halftime, 15-7. Taft leading, but El Camino, even though they got stalled there and ran out of time, you like what you had to see in the opening half.
You know, if you are a momentum player, you're looking at this as a tie score right now, because actually Taft should have another score on the board. If El Camino hadn't made those adjustments and Conroy hadn't fumbled, it would have been a whole different turn. But right now, El Camino's in this game. Momentum has shifted to their side, and if they come out and score with the half, you'll see a whole different second half.
And their halftime adjustments will certainly be on offense, although they started to move the ball. Their defense kept them in it after a sluggish start. It's halftime, 15-7. It's homecoming here. They'll have a lot of fun on the field, but we're going to have a special presentation for you starting right now. Coach Zabalik with Coach Emerson. Let's hear from the two head men of the respective programs.
Good evening and welcome to the heart of Woodland Hills. I'm joined today by Coach Emerson from Taft High School. Coach, thanks for joining us. Welcome.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. We know we have such a good long tradition playing El Camino versus Taft. I grew up playing against Taft and against guys that were world beaters, and we're far removed from that on both sides.
Trying to get back there.
Tonight is a fantastic evening. It's your homecoming.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit. First and foremost, we'll get to that homecoming event. We'll get to the West Valley League Gauntlet. But talk to us for a minute about your background. What brought you out? You're not initially from the West Valley.
No, I'm born and raised Columbus, Ohio. I'm a Buckeye. I actually moved out here about 7 years ago, up into the Santa Clarita area. I was able to meet Coach Bourne over at Saugus High School, and that's when I kind of started coaching out here. I was at Saugus for a couple years, and then I made the transition down over to Kennedy High School. I think we both have experience in Troy Cassidy over there last year, and just that actually catapulted me to this opportunity here at Taft.
Fantastic. Well, going back, Kennedy is a stomping ground for great coaches throughout the course of the time. Coach Sabalik Sr. was the offensive line coach at Kennedy under Coach Bob Francola, who was a longtime legend. Fred Grimes, Deion Lambert, the list goes on and on. Now Troy Cassidy. Troy's a great guy. We see them over the summer. They're doing a great job over at Kennedy. How has it been in that transition from helping out, coaching, being an assistant at Kennedy to now having your own program?
I think being with Troy prepped me for this opportunity. This is not something I was actually searching for. When the opportunity came up there, he kind of pushed me to say, take a chance, you're ready for it. And it's just the admin here has been amazing. I lucked into a brand new stadium, and it's actually really great. So it's just the people here are great, the kids are great, and just trying to put some pride into and restore that legacy that Taft has.
Right, and you guys have been doing a great job. I've always seen you on social media, very active, trying to bring the program into a high level of play in the West Valley League. We both experienced interesting games last week, both at the same time. We had our obvious nail-biter on LA36 with Chatsworth, and you guys had a rundown with Cleveland. Talk a little bit about Cleveland, because we haven't seen Cleveland yet. And
super talented. Well coached. Corey Hall is as good as advertised. It was an interesting week, back and forth social media with the kids, but that's all fun and games. At the end of the day, it gets handled on the field, and I think that competitive fire led to a really competitive game. We came up on the short end, but I think it was a great experience to prepare us for the future of the West Valley League. All tough teams too. All tough teams.
There's no easy week, and let me tell you, Corey Hall, we're going to be very happy when he graduates. I've seen him for 3 years now. This will be his 4th year up on varsity, because we had them in the pandemic, they took care of business on that day. That was a tough game for us, but going back and forth, we got Birmingham and Granada coming up, and those are no easy testaments, and this game is basically where do we fit in. I feel this for us. I don't know about you guys.
For us, it's trying to stake that we belong. There's been a revolving door coaches here at Taft, and my seniors, when I first met them, these kids have had 2 or 3 coaches their time here. So just letting them know that you have a coaching staff that cares is going to be here for the long haul. But then kind of looking at our schedule and realize, oh man, we got to figure out, where we are, who we are. And being from Central Ohio, I'm huge on rivalries, which I think we've had that private conversation. I'm giant on rivalries. Go Bucks. But I kind of look at this situation where we embrace this entire week. We embrace the entire thing of Elko, or no one wears blue on Friday. We out of it. There's a respect thing as well too, though. So the respect is so high for you guys that we are treating this game like the biggest game of the season for us.
And once again, us the same, and we have that mutual respect, which is why we're going to bring next into the conversation our discussion about a rivalry, when I was at Pierce College, and we played Valley College every year for the San Fernando Valley Victory Bell, and it was a two-tiered bell, and each team would paint the bell, and it was like a ritual where when you won the bell, you went across and you got it from the other team, and you started ringing it, and then you had it on your sidelines, and you'd ring it when you scored touchdowns, and then after the game, when you won it, you get to paint it your colors.
Ooh, that's
and
cool.
so we have decided together, I'll let Coach introduce the trophy and the name of our game, our rivalry moving forward.
The Woodland Hill Cup.
The Woodland Hills Cup. All right, and we're going to call this what? The 101 Classic?
101 Classic.
The
Yeah,
101 Classic. You heard it here first on LA36. El Camino Real High School and Taft High School will play every year perpetually for a trophy or a key to Woodland Hills. Hopefully the city itself will love to get involved and do something for the kids. It'd be a great opportunity for both sides, both teams, both coaching staffs to just kind of, you know, maybe even have a dinner together like they do with Thousand Oaks and Westlake with the Rib Ranch game, and they have that rib cook-off and see who can eat the most ribs or something like that. And, you know, so it's great, Coach, and you know, we look forward to having that rivalry with you guys every year. That's awesome.
Yeah, we look forward to it, man. It's an honor. Even, you know, I have a bunch of coaches on my staff who have relationships with you as well. So it's just a huge honor to kind of get this chance to get to compete with you guys, and we're looking forward to it.
That's awesome. And some of the coaching is perpetual in the Valley. One of your coaches played for me when I was at Pierce College, Coach Word. And, you know, Coach Joyce was on my staff a couple years ago over at El Camino. And, you know, once again, it's we're always 1 degree of separation away from each other. And there's just phenomenal football in the West Valley. And, you know, once again, Coach, my hat's off to you and doing such a great job. But now I want to make sure everybody knows that's watching who's going to win the Ohio State-Michigan game.
Oh, Ohio State. It's not even a question.
All right, Coach, what's your prediction?
Oh, Ohio State 49, Michigan, I said the word, Michigan 21. Ooh. That team up north 21.
The team to be named. We won't even talk about who they are or their colors. Where is the game this year? Is it at the Big House? Or?
It's at the Big House this
year,
yeah.
All right. Well, you know.
It's at the Big House. It's a huge deal. Half my family is their fans, and half of us are, you know, Buckeye fans. So,
you don't eat dinner some nights in that family.
We don't talk that entire week.
Well, awesome, Coach. Well, I appreciate everything about you and for coming on with us, and good luck tonight.
You as well. Good luck. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
And now I get to be joined by who I like to call the Chief of Athletics at El Camino Real High School, Coach Richard Russell. Thanks for joining me, Coach.
Thank you, Coach Sabalik. I do like that title, Chief of Athletics. I think I need a nameplate.
That would be great. I'll have one made up. I'll let them know and have that made up for you. Coach Russell is wearing more than one hat on campus. On a day-to-day basis, he serves as our athletic director and by himself has the responsibility of how many sports do we have? We have 21 sports?
18.
18, okay. So 18 sports, not to mention being the head lacrosse coach himself and a city champion, on top of being an El Camino Real alumni, which we'll talk about in just a minute, how much pride we have in our programs, in our school, with a lot of individuals on campus that were previous alumni of the school. But first, let's get into the biggest question of the day. Obviously, we've talked for months about the field, and this Thursday, they actually broke ground. Would you like to tell everyone what the time frame looks like and what's going on with that?
Well, thank you, Coach. First, if I might add, it is National Coaches Day today.
Oh.
And I'd like to recognize all of our fine, outstanding coaches at El Camino. Without them, my job would be much, much more difficult. And we have the most professional, outstanding championship coaches around.
Thank you, sir.
In the West Valley. And it's just an honor every day.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Back to the field. Yesterday was it was a great spectacle to see crews actually breaking ground on the field. They came out to do soil samples. Unfortunately, I didn't see any action today. Hopefully next week we will see trucks pulling in and actual turf being pulled up.
Fantastic. And so the time frame, obviously, as we know, these construction events are just a whirlwind of red tape, and just making sure that things are done the right way. You have a lot of checks and balances. And so an initial timeline would be what? What would you think would be a good possible date of completion?
I think right now it's projected to be mid to late November. And it would be a true blessing if they could actually make that timeline.
That would be great. Fantastic. And if possible, even earlier, we'd get a home playoff game. You never know. I mean, that could be in the making.
I am definitely looking forward to that.
That would be awesome. It would be, once again, probably like a full circle moment and such a great opportunity. As we saw last week with the student population, I mean, once again, this is a tremendous job by our administration, our student council, our counselors in homecoming last week. Talk a little bit about homecoming and how crazy that production was to put on, because we are facing a homecoming tonight at Taft.
Well, fortunately, this is my second year of hosting games on the road. I have not had the pleasure of hosting an actual home game yet at El Camino for football. And it's actually quite an undertaking to move an entire campus to another campus to host another school. It's the staffing, security, ticket taking. There's a lot of elements that go into putting on a production. The cheerleaders, the dance squad, the ROTC. There's a lot of moving parts. And I will tell you, last week came off without a hitch. And the fans were fantastic. The support from the parents, the staff that came out, it felt definitely like a home game at Birmingham.
It did. And I'll tell you what, for the first time in a couple of years, like you said, it felt like football. It felt like El Camino football, and we did it at a different venue, which is really, it's not impossible, but I would say more improbable to do something like that without a hitch. And you forgot to mention some of the logistics of bus travel to and from and getting everybody on the same page. I mean, that's just a lot of headaches.
Yes, it is.
As we get another headache right there.
We have a new bus company this year, and we're working out the bugs with it, but all in all, it's coming together. But it does actually, it's another logistic nightmare.
Right. And so a lot of people, the conscientious onlookers really don't understand. They get to see the finalized product, and they get to watch football, and everybody loves a good football game, especially when you get to watch it on TV and reruns in March on LA36 over and over and over again. But it's fun to be able to pull something off like that and to kind of sit back and say, wow, that really actually just happened. And so, once again, I think what you've done is just outstanding. And you say you couldn't have an easier job without us. Well, we couldn't have an easier job without you. So it's a blessing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Talk to us for a minute about your background as an El Camino alumni and how that gives you a special pride in your job and working and getting up every day to do it.
Well, I graduated in '87. I left El Camino. I went into private business, and then I decided to come back. It's been 15 years now, just to try something different, serve my school. Right? I went into special education. I've been coaching for about 25 years, mostly softball, girls softball, and I actually coached JV softball at El Camino, as you know, and then I got into lacrosse, started the lacrosse program, boys and girls, and we've been very successful. This will be our 7th year coming up. The girls have won city twice. The boys have been 5-time runner-up now. One of these days we'll get it.
Trying to topple that mountain of Palisades, right?
We are. We are. That's still going to be a tough road, but we'll get there one of these days. So every day I look at it as an honor to come back to the campus and actually to give back and to give to the students and the school that I love so much.
And the students appreciate it, and once again, it's a difficult job. I mean, on a day-to-day basis, you're running around like a chicken with its head cut off. I very rarely get a chance to see you in passing on day-to-day. I try to do it, but I'm got my classes, and you have your busyness and meetings and all day long. But, what is the biggest focus in your day-to-day in your position?
It's mainly scheduling, a lot of transfer paperwork, a lot of POs. It keeps me very, very busy. Yeah, it's tough.
We got to find you an assistant.
An assistant would be great.
That would be great. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you. Thanks for coming on, and we look forward to having a great game this evening.
Thank you, sir.
The thoughts of the athletic director and the head coach. I tell you, your son's pretty good at those interviews, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a second career maybe.
He may, when you decide to retire from the booth, maybe he'll come up here with me.
He is very welcome to it, although it is a joy to hang out with you, Randy. I got to tell you.
Appreciate it. All right. First half, again, Taft jumped on El Camino Royal. These highlights early on with Conroy doing the job with a great scramble, then the long touchdown to Kovan.
Well, it's Devin Conroy, and the Devin Conroy show.
Nobody in the secondary around for ECR.
That's one of the adjustments that ECR has to make at halftime. They've got to get that secondary
There's
covered.
the two-pointer for Barry, who came in.
Yep. Their offensive line has been making the difference in the first half, but again, El Camino needs to make that defensive adjustment.
It was an offside penalty, moving it closer than they elected to go for two. Now here's the second touchdown to Legend Wilson.
He almost fell, but athletic balance can't be denied. And that's exactly what you saw there.
It was a 15-0 game, and then El Camino finally came alive.
El Camino finally decided that they were going to attack Conroy and contain him, and then that opened up their opportunities with Mr. Shirley.
Garner, number 8, was terrific for Taft in the first half defensively.
I think Sanders, that's his first reception, or only reception of the night.
Hawkins did settle in the second quarter.
Well, he started to get some coverage, some protection, and his receivers were starting to break.
Conroy can scramble. Here he just throws it away. You would think. It looked like he was going to just throw it out of bounds, and then Peary came back to help him.
He has that opportunity, but again, El Camino has to contain him. Triple coverage on Jake Shirley.
Coulter breaking away for the touchdown. The one to score for ECR.
He has had several opportunities tonight to make big plays, and that clearly was the difference maker in the first half.
Now, El Camino in the second quarter, for the first time that we've seen him, and we've seen him in 3 games, established a little bit of a running game. They got Kona Malik involved. He broke off a long one. He was running well during the end of the quarter, and the time expired. But Malik has given him a running game, which is really an extra advantage for ECR.
Well, again, last year they had Omida. They had Omida, who was the difference maker on the ground. Now they can do the same thing, and they've got to sustain that rush. They've got to sustain the running game, as they say. And that will open up the passing for Hawkins.
On the flip side, Taft got off to this terrific start. These men in red kind of bogged down a little bit. Conroy had the turnover, the fumble. What do you want to see from Taft in the second half?
Taft's going to put up the football. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to go back to 35 passes in the second half, is my guess. And they'll occasionally run the ball. But Coach Emerson is, calling a very good game offensively in the first quarter. And defensively, Elko made the adjustments. Let's see if they do the same thing in the second half. That'll be the difference maker for this game.
This game kicked off a little later than some of the other West Valley League teams, so we know some of the scores. Early on at halftime, it is Birmingham 44, Chatsworth nothing. Your thoughts on that? Not a surprise that Birmingham's leading, the top-ranked team in the city.
No.
44-0?
Well, is Ramo playing? That's the question for Cleveland.
It was a question going in. I had heard he may not play tonight.
Well, that could be the reason why there's 44-0, and Cleveland can't start to execute their run game.
I mean Chatsworth.
Chatsworth can't get the run game, but with Birmingham, it's not a surprise. You expect that kind of a score.
Speaking of Cleveland, they're playing Granada Hills, and last we heard there, it was Granada who was shut out by Birmingham 31-0 last week. Granada ahead 14-0. We're about ready to begin the second half. The ECR gets the football, and they are but 8 points down. Nice halftime show here at homecoming for Taft. And a huge crowd on the Taft side and a good crowd on the El Camino side. This is the 101 Classic.
And it may turn out to be that.
Well, we had one last week. Who knows? Still a long way to go. 24 minutes of good football. Randy Rosenbaum, Paul Zabalik, and our LA36 crew in Woodland Hills on a night where you don't need a coat in October. You don't get that very often, although there's a little bit of a breeze kicking up. Second half is underway. Scooped up. Coming back for ECR is Carrillo. Jalen Carrillo, and he does not reach the 20-yard line.
Great kickoff by Amos and a great tackle by Dakota Garner.
Amos is an excited young man. He's a good kicker, and he's doing a nice job tonight so far for Taft.
Great coverage by Taft. They got down. And that has been the difference of this game. It's been field position, and Taft has had the best field position so far tonight. Elko had the one break with the fumble. But this is your backs are against the wall when you're down within your 20-yard line.
Well, the good news for ECR, they finished the first half strong. Went into the locker room with some confidence. They didn't have a long 90-yard plus drive last week to win the game, so they're capable of doing it. Low snap. That won't help matters, and Hawkins smartly falls on the ball back at the 6.
Harris falls on the snap for a big loss. It's going to be way back to the
Well, Hawkins is a smart kid, and he did the right thing there, but that was a poor snap.
Yeah.
And 20.
Nothing you can say about that.
Oh, go ahead, make a comment. You're more than willing.
I'm very willing, but your back is against the wall, and now it's even further against the wall. You make mistakes. We said that earlier tonight. The mistakes will be the difference in this game.
Well, again, El Camino started poorly in the first quarter, looked stronger at the end of the second quarter, and a negative play to begin the third. You can see it's 2nd and 20. Hawkins in the gun. You don't want to be behind the sticks like this. Little swing pass. Kona has no chance
Hawkins
there.
makes his pass complete.
Kona Malik, he's been involved in the offense.
Motley, but he is immediately brought down.
So it's 3rd down and very long.
Play.
24 is playing a big-time game for Taft Toreadors. Of course, that's Darius Taylor with all that outside linebacking speed. Runs on that 4x100 sprint relay team here at Taft. And he gets to those receivers in a hurry. He's a linebacker that can cover.
Well, their whole secondary has been doing a very, very good job on Elko's wide receivers.
3rd and 18. Let's see if El Camino's capable of stretching the field with a big play. Got the time, firing it downfield. Incomplete.
Huckins pass.
Quite a collision in the secondary.
Smartly broken up.
Well, there are some
by Amir Dutt.
Potential pass interference calls, but their referees are letting them play. They're not making those calls.
Long.
Terrific coverage by Dutt in the secondary.
Yeah, they're letting them play, which is a good thing when you see the refs allowing the kids to go ahead out there and play, and even the close calls, they're not making them.
Well, Taft figures to get terrific field position. El Camino's going to be punting from their end zone. Goes Centro, you can see him backing up there. They need a good snap here. They can ill afford to have that snap low to the ground. They've had some issues with that. Running to the near side and punting it is Ocentro. Another collision out at the 30. No flag. Fans wanted a penalty here, but it's a short punt. And Taft is going to have nice field position. So this is good opportunity. Let's see if a flag comes out late. There's the lead official. Fans here are not happy. That's Bill Akopian. And they're talking about it.
Well, there was no fair catch sign.
Look where Taft's lined up, Paul. They're inside the 30-yard line.
That's, again, field position is key with the kicking game. No penalty.
Just a hard hit. Conroy in the gun. They start with a run play. Number 1 has it. Mansoray inside the 25.
Good first down play.
Kagwa with the stop.
Second down and about
Lopez
6 to go.
and again, when you're looking at that offensive line, that's the thing Coach Emerson was very proud about. He was talking about how strong they are and being able to make the difference.
Mansoray again. And they're going fast. They're lining up and just going with the quick offense. Third down and inches.
Third down and short.
Mastery and Lopez.
Mansoray again, this time not a lot there. It's a better job filtering through by that defense.
Goes off the left
well, they started blitzing.
Not quite make it. It's going to be fourth down and short. Decision time.
Oren Zonenstein made the stop. 4th and 1. This is a huge play in the ball game early in the third quarter.
They've got to bring everybody here.
Well, they had the great goal line stand a week ago. Will ECR stand tall again on D?
Conroy may throw it.
Conroy will run it to the far side.
Yep.
He's got the first down and out of bounds. Well, maybe he didn't go out of bounds. He takes it all the way down to the 1. Everyone in the stadium thought he went out of bounds. Let's see if they rule him out of bounds. I think they will back at the 13-yard line. But it is good enough for the first down.
They didn't contain him, and that's what they did in the second quarter. Now they're letting him loose again. That's going to make the difference of the game.
Pretty good acting job by Conroy to keep going. He had already been out of bounds.
Yes, my bad. He stepped out of bounds. Still 1st and 10.
Mansoray inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 8:15 left in the third. A score here would make you feel pretty good if you're a Taft Toreador fan.
Well, El Camino's got to stiffen up that defensive line. They've got to bring 7 guys doing and fill the gaps. And now Conroy will throw it.
To the air. Got his man. It's Lesham. Touchdown. Leor Lesham.
Leor Lesham for the touchdown.
His 13th catch for a touchdown this year.
And that's what we talked about pregame. Lesham is going to be the difference maker. He gets open again. There's no coverage. There's nobody in the secondary for El Camino, which is just unbelievable.
Well, Wilson was over there, but he got turned around.
Yeah, there was. But I mean, Lesham was wide open. He gets open, and Conroy will find him.
Lesham now is going to try the point after. When he came on and kicked the last time, he was very accurate with that left foot. Mr. Everything, they call him. Emerson's team playing well. Doesn't have a strong leg, but he's accurate with it.
The extra point by Lesham is good. And
Taft has raced out to a 22-7 lead.
With 7:57 left to go in the third quarter, it's now 22.
Lesham runs those precise patterns.
He does. And again, there's nobody near him. Not even close.
He had Wilson going inside. He was going to the outside.
He'll find a spot, and he'll get open, and Conroy sees him.
So Taft gets the early defensive stop, bottles up El Camino, gets terrific field position inside the Royals 30, and immediately take it in.
Well, El Camino's mistake by fumbling the snap, and that didn't help them at all either. That backed them up even further.
Another one kicked into the ground. It'll be scooped up and returned. This is a good return for El Camino Royal. Well, that'll help matters.
El Camino returns the ball.
Montezavi showing some moves on the return. Will Montezavi.
Again, field position is key. El Camino now is in midfield, and they've got to take advantage of this field position.
Boy, every time you think momentum has swung one way, a play will happen the other way, and Taft wrestles the momentum away from El Camino to begin the third quarter. But this return sets this team up nicely offensively.
Now let's see if they can sustain the run game. They have the opportunity to do it. It's going to see if whether or not they can continue the run, the ball.
Timeout on the field.
Timeout on the field. Well, again, time is in abundance here. There's still 7:49 to play in the third. Don't know that there was a flag called. I just think there was an official's timeout. No flag. We do have a Taft player down. So that's the reason for the stoppage. This is a nice return by Matazavi.
Yep. He's got to tuck the ball away, though. They're going to try to tackle the ball.
Jared Simonotab gets off the field on his own.
Simonotab was
That's
the
great
injured
news.
player for the Toreadors, and Simonotab is okay. He walked off. First down, Toreadors at their 44-yard line. Again, this Taft team is 0-1 in the West Valley League. They're 2-4 overall, identical record to El Camino. Fly sweep with Sanders. Jalen Sanders. There he goes. Jalen Sanders is gone. Touchdown, El Camino Royale.
We talked about the run game, and that's what you just saw.
From his receiver spot, takes the handoff, goes around right end all the way for a touchdown.
Well, we expected explosiveness in this game, and we're starting to see that. Sanders with the touchdown run.
Pulled up with a cramp, it looks like.
Yep. They need him in there, but that was a gorgeous run. And he was able to break away from the defense.
Well, again, once you turn the corner, they're really containing, but that time they let him outside, and that made the whole difference.
Quite an answer by El Camino, and it started with that nice kick return.
El Camino's got to run the football if they want to win this game.
Well, they scored quickly, did the Royals. Fans loved it. Let's take a look at that run on the reverse by number 1.
This was all Sanders. This is athletic ability right there.
Ability to run away from Darius Taylor. No one's done that all night, and he did.
Well, Sanders has the speed. I mean, we're waiting for him to be a breakout player this season so far, and he hasn't really experienced that as yet.
Did have the one touchdown catch at Heritage Christian. It was Taylor that was shaken up, Darius Taylor, and he's jogging off.
Yeah, he's all right.
So PAT time for ECR. Let's see if they elect to go for the 1 or the 2.
Looks like 2.
You want to try that here? A lot of times you'll wait until you're within 8.
Great to see Darius Taylor.
Well, that just tells you how many more scores you've got to get on the board, so might as well try it now.
Time for El Camino. Looks like they may be going for 2.
Well, obviously, if you get the 2, you bring it to within 7.
They better hurry it, though.
Well, if
they
you
blew
commit
the
a
whistle.
penalty, then you're going to kick it, obviously.
Yeah.
But here comes the offense.
They had to just give it inside.
They're showing confidence in their offense, going for the 2. Hawkins rolling and running. Barreling forward, he's in. 2 points for El Camino Royale.
Hawkins keeps the ball.
Kevin Hawkins using that
crosses the goal line
physicality
for the
as a runner to
conversion.
get in.
And again,
Score.
we call him the 12th man.
22.
When he runs the football,
El
it makes
Camino,
stuff
15.
happen, and that's what you just saw. You got to account for Hawkins running the ball.
I like a lot of this belief system now for El Camino is what happened last week. They think they can win close games. That's a terrific effort by the quarterback of ECR to get in. But that win last week, You know, sometimes when you're down and you're losing games, you lose sight of your opponent here. You fall behind. You just let it go.
No quit.
But this team has a little bit of momentum and a little bit of heart based off of what we saw last week.
No quit. Then now they've got to stop Taft. If they can stop Taft on this next series, they can again score.
Well, we expected a shootout to come into this game. So here we're starting to see it a little bit. And you mentioned it, and it's a long game because I'm sure the defenses are doing well. Said, hey, still a long way to go. We still may see a lot of touchdowns here.
I don't doubt it.
How do you like this weather? It's unbelievable night.
That's why we live here, Randy.
Wow. It's got to be in the 70s tonight. Why not? It was 100 here today.
Yeah.
Feels better now, doesn't it?
Nice breeze in the West Valley.
We've settled in and had another nice football game in the West Valley. It's the West Valley League. Again, El Camino 1-0 in league play. Taft 0-1. El Camino next week gets the Monsters in the league, the big boys from Birmingham. Another short kick. This is a live football, and it's loose again. El Camino's right there. Looked like El Camino got it again. That short kick is causing havoc for Taft.
They got it.
It's El Camino football.
The onside kick is recovered by El Camino. 1st and 10.
Big momentum shift here. Now they got to score, Randy, if they want to keep this going.
Number 10 recovered at Montezavi. He had the return on the kickoff. Now he gets the recovery.
Two-way player.
They'll start from the 42. Just moments ago it was 21-7, 22-7 actually. And right now it's 22-15 with an opportunity to get even. They're going to that ground game. That's what you've been asking for. Kona Malik with the short gain that time.
Boy, they didn't give him a spot at all.
Picked up one, 2nd down and 9. See that clock running. Down to 7:15 left in the 3rd quarter. El Camino within 41 yards of potentially tying the game.
I would like to see Coach Hayashida go to pitch power here.
This Taft defense has been very friendly to their opponents. They've allowed 41 a game. Second and 9. Hawkins to the air. Intercepted. Threw it right to the defense. Right to Savalos. Giuliano Savalos.
And ball. 1st and 10.
Great play by Savalos.
Yep.
This place is rocking. We'll take over at the 37-yard line. Only the 3rd interception of the year for young Hawkins.
Velios with his 2nd great play tonight.
Unsportsmanlike conduct by El Camino.
Wow.
15-yard penalty, 1st down.
3rd one tonight.
Wow. I'm not sure where they called that and how they called that.
After the play, another penalty against El Camino.
That's questionable.
This is going to put the ball past the 50-yard line.
I'm not sure why they called
they
that
got to
one.
stop doing it.
Yeah, well, but again, we don't know why it was called. There's nothing near the ball.
Here's Legend Wilson. He turns the corner. Legend Wilson down the sideline, sprinting inside the red zone.
Shot the left side, Legend Wilson.
That fly sweep works for Taft. We've seen both teams utilize it.
This goes back to the 1st quarter where the El Camino has no contain on the outside, and they turn the corner. It's a race. It's a foot race.
1st and 10.
Mansoray shut down this time. That time, filtering through for ECR was Joe Edwards.
Yeah, he was unblocked. It's, again, easy to make that play when you're unblocked.
Seen Joseph Edwards on both sides of the ball this year, running and on defense from his defensive end. He's very quick. Loss of 3. Conroy backtracking and throwing. Perry got open inside the 10. These receivers are really good. They run precise patterns.
He was just given too much of a cushion. If you look at this, he was wide open for about 3 seconds. No one around him. They're just giving him too much cushion.
3rd down, 7. They need 9 for a touchdown. To the end zone, not a good throw. You can see that Conroy is upset with himself. He wanted Lesham, who was there, but Devon didn't like the way he threw that football. It's 4th down. See, he's upset. Well, you're going to make some mistakes. That happens.
They're not going to go for this?
Field goal. Well, it is a 7-point game. It makes it a 2-score game if you get to 3. Lesham has it spotted at the 15. This will be a 25-yarder.
He doesn't have the big leg.
Near hash mark, 25 yards away. High snap, placed down, kick is up. Hit the post, went through. Barely.
What a kick, 25-yard field goal, hits the upright and
hit the left upright and went through.
3 points.
No wide right here.
Nope.
What a kick for Lesham.
Very fortunate for Leor.
The score
off
now,
the upright,
Taft,
and it joined right through.
That was a big stop, though, by El Camino that stopped the touchdown.
It is a 10-point game, 5:47 left. And the points now are starting to be compiled on the board here at Taft High School. Amos once again will be called upon to kick off for the Taft Toreadors. Well, the interception by Zavalos stalled the El Camino drive and presented Taft with an opportunity.
Again, I don't know why Coach Ishida is throwing the ball when he's got the ground game, and he's already demonstrated they can run the ball, but he stopped doing that.
Short kick. Another one that's bobbled. Once again, returning it is Montezavi. This time they latch on to number 10. He's playing a strong game, though. Kind of like what we've seen from Will. He's given them a return game.
At the 40-yard line.
Excellent field position, though, for ECR again.
Better. Not great, but better.
Well, you start from the 38. You got to feel good about things. You've got plenty of time. The offense had that reverse for a touchdown from Sanders in the quarter. Last drive stalled on the pick. Randy Rosenbaum, Paul Zavalek in Woodland Hills on a delightful evening indeed. Not a zephyr of a breeze.
Very nice.
It is. Chamber of Commerce weather. Auburn 42 off the edge. Very capable. No chance. Stoned immediately for ECR is Kona Malik.
Malik is stuffed in the backfield.
That's just
Jared
wonderful
Simonoff
defense.
Unblocked.
Tackles for a loss.
He just filled the place where the guards pulled, and he just was unblocked.
Simonoff, who was shaken up earlier, right out there again and does the damage.
When you're pulling your backside guard and tackle, your center has to block backside, and he was just unblocked.
El Camino has been unable to stretch the defense in the air. Everything has been underneath. Yeah. Short stuff.
Well, they got to establish the ground game. We talked about it, but they're just not doing that. Again, 24 is up on the line of scrimmage.
That's the brilliant linebacker, Darius Taylor. Hawkins buying time. And again, he feels comfortable running, but he's chased out of bounds. Little there.
Hawkins.
That's not going to get it done.
Floats to his right and then tries to run for it, but he's pushed out of bounds for minimal gain. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
McNoonian again making the play. 52 in red.
If he was out of bounds, why are they running the clock? He wasn't out of bounds, obviously. Sure looked like
you
it.
got to be going forward or they'll keep the clock going. Third down and long. Will the protection hold up for Hawkins? Another one tipped to the air and picked off. Second one in a row. Dutt has the interception.
Hawkins pass over the middle. It's
Amir Dutt, the all-league cornerback with the interception.
Taft takes over.
Just they converged on
first down.
It's like all of those guys just see where the ball's going and they run to the ball.
Now Amir Dutt's a good one. He was one of the building blocks when Emerson got here on defense. Second interception of the quarter against Hawkins.
He's forcing the pass and he's just not making good decisions.
Yeah, he threw into triple team coverage.
Yeah.
Taft begins from the ECR 34. 4 minutes left in the quarter, and again a chance for the Toreadors to break it open. Timeout, Taft. Want to get the right guys out there.
Well, I'm sure Coach Emerson's going to go deep here and try to make stuff happen. They've got the momentum now. They've got it in their favor, and they're going to take advantage of it.
In the third quarter, score Taft 25, El Camino 15.
Well, they got to watch 13 really carefully.
Yes, and number 10 also. They're both wide open receivers.
Yep. That's Lesham and Perry, respectively.
And we saw that on film when we were watching the scout films. Those two guys are very effective, get open, and catch the ball.
For a defensive Taft that's allowing over 40 points a game, this is a pretty good performance so far.
Well,
their offense, we know, can score. Their offense averages 28. Mansoray with a cut. He's inside the 35.
Successful run up the middle, but there's a penalty flag.
Flag comes out.
Indication looks like holding.
Offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat.
This is going to back Taft up.
you can tell how long that play took to develop, or the hole to open up. And when it's that long of a play, you'll probably get holding most of the time.
To the 49 of ECR. 1st and 20. Conroy back to the air, and he overshot his receiver. That wasn't even close to Jacob Perry.
Is incomplete.
A little pressure will make the difference. Again, Conroy, if he's pressured, he'll rush the pass, and it may not be complete if that's the case.
2nd down and long.
You give him time and you give him that space, he'll complete the pass. But if you put pressure on him, he'll maybe make the wrong mistake.
Conroy with that little waggle and a poor throw for Lesham, who was open. Wouldn't have been a big game, but he was available.
You saw
Conroy hurried that.
Yeah, McCoy was right there too, and so Conroy knew he couldn't complete it, so he just threw it out of bounds.
On 3rd and 20, I would think this is a must-stop for El Camino.
Yes, as long as they don't make a mistake and jump off sides or do something that'll change the flow here. They've got to cover these receivers and don't let Conroy outside the pocket.
El Camino has dominated Taft in recent years. Conroy, great protection this time for Lesham, and he overshot him. And he had a step.
Back to pass, throws deep, just overshoots Lesham, so it's going to now be 4th down and 20.
4th and 20, and the defense is held. So, like that sportsmanship I saw from Lesham and Kagwa.
Yeah. A little bumping going on there.
No, but he patted him on the head, very friendly.
Well, you saw the referee, he almost called the flag. He almost threw it. He was reaching in there, but then he hesitated because he saw the ball wouldn't have been caught in the first place.
punting time. Amos has been good, but this snap is over his head. But he got it away. No pressure on him until late, and it becomes a very effective kick. Coulter picks it up and is pushed out of bounds.
Play of the day by Matt Amos, making a spectacular catch and save and getting the punt off.
We have a
But
flag
El Camino has
out.
good field position. First down and 10.
See if they pick it up or if there is a marker indeed. Bill Agopian again is our lead official. Let's hear what he has to
Play
say.
was over. Unnecessary roughness, personal foul by the receiving team. First down after a 15-yard penalty.
That's 4 of them tonight.
There's a penalty on the
And you
play.
just
The
have to
ball
clean
backed
that up.
Further. It'll be first and 10 for El Camino, but way back at their 18-yard
So
line.
this takes it back inside their own 20, and they had decent field position, and now you present yourself with a much longer field. 3.5 minutes left in the third. El Camino still in shouting distance with all the mistakes. They're still within 10. I believe they're fortunate to be within 10.
Well, this is going to be a key drive here. Let's see what they do.
Hawkins pressured, gets away. Looked like he was going to be sacked. He turns a negative into a positive. That's a tremendous play, showing the strength of this 10th grader.
Again, it was all athletic ability, all Hawkins.
Got the first down. Takes it out to the 31.
Get him out of the hole. That's what they've got to do. Look at his strength. He's got people all over him, and he's able to keep going. You're not going to tackle him with arms. You got to get him in the body.
Well, the Hawk's a big kid. 6'3", close to 200 pounds. In the flat, Shirley's available. Shirley into Taft territory.
Hawkins' pass is complete.
All the way to the 35-yard line.
And again, that was that underneath pattern. He came across the field, and he was wide open. There was nobody on him, which is surprising. They didn't see him, didn't jump on him.
How quickly El Camino has moved the football.
Well, they can make big plays. We've seen that. Here's Shirley wide open over the middle.
Again, this is a very charitable defense at Taft. They've made some big plays in the quarter, but again, they've given up a lot of real estate this season. Hawkins back to the air. Caught. Breaking free is Sanders. First down at the 19.
Hawkins pass complete.
Again, Sanders has got to have a big game tonight. He can come back and make stuff happen.
This time,
Well, he has a touchdown on the reverse. They're going to spot him down back at the 20. That was a nice catch in traffic.
It was. Again, Hawkins put it right through the needle.
This could tighten up the game considerably, couldn't it?
They got to score here, though, this drive.
Yeah, remember this drive started from inside their 20-yard line. And they're all the way down to the Taft 20. The senior Jalen Sanders at 6'2" is coming up big for ECR. Maybe it'll be Caden John time, number 2 on the outside.
He's due.
Hawkins has Shirley. Reaching, trying to get the first down.
Hawkins pass is
Same
complete
pattern
to Jake
as the
Shirley.
big gainer.
Very close to the first down.
Well, the offense much more
And I believe they're
poised,
gonna give it to them.
much more confident on this drive.
Just keep their poise. Don't make mistakes. Take it in. Simple formula. Just have to execute.
With his legs and with his arm,
I think
quarterback
that is just
Kevin
short,
Hawkins
second
has
down.
been great on this drive. 1:45 left in the quarter, and ECR looks totally confused. Well, you don't want to burn timeouts.
Good timeout on the field.
Right, when you're going to have the play come in and everyone's looking around, you got to do that. Can't give away the 5 yards there.
We've seen a lot of that this year with El Camino. They run the clock down and they get called for time, and they're just not prepared sometimes out there offensively.
Well, we thought coming in it was Conroy that might throw the picks. He hasn't thrown any. He had the one fumble loss. And Hawkins has thrown too. That's
right.
Kind of surprising.
That's surprising, yeah. I mean, again, that's a reversal of what we saw in the game plan and what we saw on film.
First down, an opportunity for El Camino Royal to get close. And they run it. Again, there's plenty of time to go. They go with Kona Malik, who's been the workhorse tonight.
They make that block. They'll score here on the ground. All they got to do is block that backside.
They were short of the first down on the last play. With the run, they get the first down, and now it's 1st and goal from the 6. Clock running down to 1:10 in the 3rd.
Coach Hayashida has to sustain this here. Just block that backside.
Malik remains in as the running back. Had a nice night for ECR. Malik again, running to the end zone. Touchdown, El Camino Royal.
I should be a coach.
The ball carrier makes it all
You've coached a few times over the years, haven't you?
Few years.
El Camino.
Malik giving him the ground game. Suddenly it's 25-21 Taft. Good job by the offensive line, too, blowing them out of there.
That's exactly right. When they make the blocks, which they can, they get big gains.
Well, it's the battle for Woodland Hills supremacy, and we got a good one. And we knew we would. Oh, shock. Here's Osintra trying to cut it down to 3. 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Flags come out. Offside. Taft, you're going to see him go for 2.
Yep, they're going for 2.
Play against Taft, and it looks like El Camino maybe not.
That's almost like an automatic, isn't it? When you get to half the distance, you got to go a yard.
You got to go for it. Malik is going to get the ball, is my guess.
Malik or perhaps Hawkins.
Or Hawkins.
He gives him the running option.
He does. And again, I'm sure Taft is going to bunch it up in the middle. But El Camino has the offensive line to create a surge. And it is going to be Hawkins.
Hawkins with the carry. Hawkins going forward. He's in. Let's see if they signal it. We haven't seen a signal. Yep, there it is. 2 points. El Camino Royal. That was easy. 25-23 Taft.
El Camino 23.
So the difference is the upright. When it hit the upright by Lesham and it went through. Let's take a look at the touchdown first. Short run, but an effective one.
But again, look at 71, make the block.
Koenig Malik with the score.
And that was on Gonzalez. Again, you're running behind 292 pounds. There's the phalanx, as we called it, the old Roman legion phalanx.
Yeah, they waited a long time to raise the arms. He was in and no signal, and then they finally put him
I'm wondering a little bit about the referees and some of those calls. I'm not quite sure why those personal foul penalties were called. There were nothing blatant unless they called the referee some name or something, which is a possibility.
Osintra kicking it deep, and there's nobody back deep for Taft. He's going to roll. This is a live football picked up at the 1. Lesham coming back the other way, and he still gets away out to the 19. Leor is a tough customer.
He is that.
Well, you got to love his heart. His brother was a good football player here a few years ago. In fact, he looks up to his brother. Got him going in football. He's a good one.
Big stop here by El Camino. They're back in this ball game.
Well, they're back in it either way. I mean, they're within 2, and we still have a whole quarter to play. 25-23, Taft by 2. Remember, Taft raced out to an early 15-0 lead in this game.
Conroy's going to put it up. Maybe not.
Well, they've had success on the ground. Mansoray going right up the middle. I like the backup RB as well, and Barry, he's given him a presence. Mansoray will trot off, get a breather. 2nd down and 7.
They gave him a big gain on this. Again, the spot is my question all night long.
Jaden Johnson Scott 4 checks back in, an extra wide receiver. And we'll put Legend Wilson in the backfield. Again, he's a slot back, but he was a former running back in the quarter's over.
They're giving Lesham a lot of space. They need to press him.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
They need to press him.
Here we are with our first annual.
Well, the 101 Classic
818
could be a classic.
Woodland Hills Bowl. And after 3 quarters, the score is Taft 25.
Prep Sports Night Live
El Camino
on Wednesdays
23.
at 7 o'clock with Rich and Bob and a cast of many. Rockin' Brews, they have a good time. Got to watch that show. You'll get a kick out of that one. And then on Thursday night, 9 o'clock, SoCal Prep Report. Tall and yours truly. Talk about all the big games, past and future. We'll talk about the games of this weekend and next week as well.
It is
Thursday at 9.
Coach Hal Lambert Stadium. I was correct, Randy.
I never doubted you.
Coach Hal Lambert was my coach for the first Los Angeles City All-Star High School football game back in 1966.
You know, they have another City All-Star game that's coming up December 16th. Game will be played at Birmingham. Every school in the city will be repped in that game. I like that concept.
Yeah, well.
First annual All-City game. Conroy missed the handoff and is running for his life. Now he'll throw it. Open receiver, and it's dropped by Amos.
Whoa.
Into and out of his hands, and he had a lot of real estate in front of him.
Again, you cannot have wide open receivers and expect to win a football game. That is just a breakdown in the coverage of El Camino's secondary. You just can't allow that. For him to break out, and that was just Green all ahead of him.
3rd down and 7.
Big play for Elko.
Another high snap flag by Conroy. The deep ball, that's up for grabs, and it's caught. He just tossed that up into the air, and Lesham made the grab. This Leor Lesham is an acrobatic performer, going up and getting those catches.
There were 2 people on him as well, and they couldn't knock it down.
How about the belief in Conroy? He just threw it up in the air, believing that Lesham would get it.
Well, they've worked together. That's what makes it happen.
Another high snap. Mansoray is going to be bottled up. The Taft offense is not in sync, but Lesham is doing so many things, he bails them out.
You got the big players. There's just no doubt that that can make things happen. He's, again, in double coverage, and he still makes the play.
25-23, El Camino Real trailing by 2. Taft looking to build on that advantage. Conroy, bad throw, picked off by Sanders. Jalen Sanders down the sideline. And then he fumbled it. He's out of bounds, however. It'll be El Camino ball. What a break for ECR. Sanders with the pick and an opportunity for El Camino to get the lead.
And again, that we talked about.
Referees are going to have to figure this one out.
Looked like he was out of bounds. That was the original indication. He did fumble it. They're going to say maybe Taft football, and they do.
Wow. Again, I'm not sure why these refs are making those calls.
Well, I'm not 100% certain of that call. Taft
There was
saying
an
it's out.
interception followed by a fumble, recovered by Taft, first down.
So it is Taft football.
I got to see this one.
Was he out of bounds on the return?
Timeout on the play. It looks like it's going to be first down and 10.
I thought he was in.
Ball.
I think it's a good call.
Oh, I don't know.
Close, very close.
Instant replay we don't have, right?
Not in high school. You can't fault that call.
I don't know.
Got to hold on to the football.
Well, he had 3 people grabbing for it. That's a questionable call, ref, my opinion.
Well, Taft gets a real break there.
That's just he was
Conroy's
very close to the sideline.
Yeah, Conroy's going to go back out there after his first interception. He's thrown 2 TDs.
Well, we knew that if he gets pressured, he'll pick it. Boy, oh boy.
It does back up Taft to their 14-yard line.
Again, they got to put pressure on Conroy. They can't let up on him now. They got to make him force it.
Running play, Mansoret. He stuffed that one nicely.
Takes the handoff, goes to the right side, and makes a small gain. Second down and 8.
Joe Edwards again, Johnny on the spot. Plenty of time, 10.5 minutes remain. Trips to the left. Always got to be.
Look at the cushion on Lesham. They're giving him too
I was
much.
just about to say, you got to be aware of number 13. Stay on the ground. Short gain, it'll bring up third down.
Mansoret up left
They
guard.
love this running back.
Run about 4 yards up to.
He can
across
carry
the
it all
20,
night long. He's
and that's going to bring
very
down
good in
third
that
down
regard.
and 4 to go.
Mansoret last week carried it 39 times, so he's fully capable of running the ball. Again, he rushed for 201 yards against Cleveland in a score. Third down and 4. Conroy to the air, another deep one. Wilson is on his way. Legend Wilson, touchdown Taft.
Conroy does his best Tom Brady impression. And Legend Wilson looks like Randy Moss.
That's taunting. They got him. They flagged him.
But there is a flag in
Boy,
the end
what
zone after
that's
the
a
play.
sad testimony, isn't it?
It is what it is. Kids like to celebrate. You know, there was a point there where they were wiping out touchdowns for that.
I know.
The touchdown here will stand. How about that throw by Conroy? It was right on target.
But where was the coverage? Again, they got beat deep in the secondary, and that's going to be the problem with this whole defense tonight.
(31-23). That foul was against Wilson for celebrating in the end zone.
Not taunting. That's not celebrating.
Well,
that might even be worse. I don't know what they're going to call here.
Well, to me, it's the celebration call. So.
No, you see what he did, though. You
Did he taunt one of the players?
Yeah, you look at it. Watch it. If you see it in the replay.
I didn't see him directly go at one of the El Camino players, but he may have.
Well, if you see the replay, you'll see it.
By the way, Eric Gaines with the dark hat, one of the officials, a great basketball player in his day at Pepperdine. He was a terrific player for the Waves.
The touchdown is good. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the scoring team. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So it's not a taunting, it's an unsportsmanlike penalty for
But
celebrating.
it is, if you look at it. It's almost as if they were trying to encourage him to respond and to retaliate.
They want to get the one here to build it to 9. It's an 8-point game with 9.5 remaining. Lesham with that punch kick, and he drives it through.
The extra point is good.
So it's going to take a touchdown and a field goal to win it for El Camino Royal.
Here's the replay. Watch. There's nobody here. There's nobody there.
Penalty may be assessed on the kickoff.
And watch the after the touchdown.
We'll find out where they've got to kick off from.
Keep it going.
That is a taunt right there.
That is. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And that, you know, he waited on the flag, and they should have both thrown it. That's just, you know, intimidation.
They did get him for the 15 yards. Taft will be kicking off from its 25. El Camino, which has been getting great field position anyway, has an opportunity for another fine return. 32-23 is the arithmetic. 32-23. 9-point difference. This one's picked up at the 45. See, they're already into the Taft territory. Again, the return by Carrillo.
We have an announcement. Please listen across the stadium. We have a Wells Fargo Platinum debit card.
An opportunity for El Camino. Great field position, the 43. They still have plenty of time.
Your identification so you can claim it.
Down 9, but you need to score on this drive.
They do need it. They got to have it.
Been in a hole all night playing catch up. Flags are out. Probable false start.
We have a penalty on the play. False start.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
When it rains, it pours, Coach.
Taft's been the cleaner team tonight.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 15. Boy, that play was Sanders. You talk about a turnaround, then he fumbles it after the long interception, and then, you mean it, big hit.
Oh, yeah.
Conroy throwing his 3rd touchdown of the night, the 2nd one for Legend Wilson.
But again, both of these teams are explosive enough to make stuff like that happen. You're not seeing a surprise here.
A deep ball, open target, touchdown Sanders. Just like that, El Camino strikes back. Jalen Sanders having a huge night.
We said that he needs to have a breakout night for them to have any hope for this game tonight. And Sanders is making stuff happen. He is a playmaker when he's in the game.
32-29. That didn't take very long, did it? How about Jalen Sanders after the fumble coming right back, scoring the touchdown?
Again, they had to answer that. They had to say, we're here to play. We're here not to be intimidated.
These secondaries, Paul, are getting torched.
Well, El Camino's clearly is, and there's just nobody there. I mean, that's the sad part. When you see there's open receivers with nobody around them, it's very frustrating as a coach to see that.
To bring ECR to within 2, Osintra, who's got the strong leg, drives it through.
The extra point is good, and we have a 2-point ball game with 9:16 to go in the 4th quarter.
Another look at the touchdown throw for Hawkins.
Sanders is wide open.
El Camino, 30.
He gets deeper than the coverage defender, and Hawkins sees it.
Not only are these touchdowns exciting and long plays, they're easy. These receivers on both sides, look at the separation.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talked about that earlier in the pregame. You knew they were going to get a lot of completions, and you knew they were going to score. And over and under, look at it.
Why, did you have an over and under this game?
I did not. Not a gambler.
Well, Jason Zabalik said 42-35 ECR.
Well, they're close to that.
We shall see.
It ain't over till it's over.
We've still got a long way to go. 9:16 on the Taft scoreboard remains.
Kick it deep again. Kick it deep.
A beauty in Woodland Hills
Kick it deep.
for Woodland Hills supremacy.
Kick it deep.
You're coaching here.
I am.
Garner. Down the sideline. Another fine return outside the 35.
RBC with a great run back.
And we don't want to see that.
35
Emotions are running high.
It'll be first down and 10 for Taft.
Rivalry games are like that, Coach. Emotions are high.
They may be high, but you got to hold them in check. You got to hold your water.
Well, we always say that football is a game of reckless abandon, but you got to be under control.
And Conroy's thrown 3 touchdowns in this game. Just hit Legend Wilson for a deep one. Misdirection. Mansoray in trouble. Heads up with that nice cutback to the mid area of the football field and drives out to the 40. He did a nice job with that cutback.
He
made
did.
a
Well,
negative play into a
turn
positive.
the corner. Yeah, and he kept his feet. He
love that.
almost went down, but he kept his feet. Good balance.
Picked up nearly 5, 2nd and 5. It's a long 5, between 5 and 6. We'll watch the clock for you. 8:36 left, and now the officials have called timeout.
Timeout. We believe it's El Camino.
Coach Duran has got to make some changes here, and he's got to make some adjustments in that secondary if he wants to stop this drive by Taft. He's got to shut him down and then get the ball back and score.
And it's homecoming here at Taft. Cheerleaders having a good night. Everybody's enjoying this festive atmosphere. Quite a ball game, as advertised. We said at the top of the show.
We knew it would be.
High-scoring, competitive game. That's what we expected.
We have a crystal ball.
I'm a little upset with you, by the way.
Oh, what'd I do?
Nothing. You're not going to be with me when we do the Granada Hills game in a few weeks. You had to take a trip to where are you going, Croatia?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Can you cancel it for a few weeks?
I think that's a question you have to ask my wife.
Don't think that's going to happen. Here's Mansoray again.
Oh.
Close to a first down.
Great blocking up front, and Mansoray picks his way to the first down. Ball is at the 46-yard line.
Again, we
First
talked
and
about
10.
Sherwood. We talked about Lopez on their offensive line. They have a sustained ground game. They can gain yards if they keep it there.
First down out to the 46. 8:10 to play. Flags are out. This is probably going against
Penalty,
Taft.
illegal procedure, false start against Taft. That'll cost them 5 yards.
5-yard penalty.
This is the first time I saw Elko's defensive line shift. That shift caused Taft's offensive line man to jump. That's what we're trying to get Elko to understand. If they have a defensive line and they move, it'll mess up the Taft blocking schemes.
They give it to Wilson on that reverse, and he has running room. Got the 5 back and a few more.
Legend Wilson.
Legend Wilson has been a star tonight. Him and Lesham and the quarterback, those 3 on offense. That's a nervous coach on the sideline, Fred Emerson. Just a rookie coach out of Columbus, Ohio. He's done a wonderful job building the program. He knew it would be a building process in the West Valley, but he's got his team competitive now.
Yeah, he does. He's done a great job.
2nd down and 7, so that was a run of 8 yards for Legend Wilson. 7:30 left in the quarter. Mansoray, no gain. Hit right at the point of attack.
Mansoray tries the middle.
Jake Shirley was the first to get in there. Gonzalez was there as well, 71. Jared Gonzalez, 6'3", 285-pound senior. Such a hard worker. One of the El Camino players is down. So we're going to have a break in the action for a moment. Well, we're going to be coming up on 3rd down. It's still 7 to go. It's Gonzalez who's down.
Well, Gonzalez is a big force in the middle of that Elko defensive line. So this could impact the next play. If Coach Emerson sees that defensive position has changed, they're going to maybe test it and be able to break it inside between the tackles.
Well, Jared's up trying to put some pressure on that left ankle.
But he's got to go out for at least one play.
Yeah, he is hobbled going to the sideline. And again, with 7:14 left in the game, I don't know how much action he's going to see the rest of the way.
I don't know, but again, that puts a big hole in that defensive line. And again, Coach Emerson probably saw that.
That's 3rd down and 7. You would think pass, but who knows? Conroy back to the air. Pressure. They're after.
This is where it's dangerous.
Throwing downfield. He finds his man again, Legend Wilson. And he got the first down.
Again, you let Conroy have time to throw the ball, that's the outcome. He'll find an open receiver. He's very dangerous when he's outside on the edge.
Now is at the 42-yard
line. His escapability this evening has really been the difference.
Well, but again, there's no contain by El Camino. They're not keeping him inside the pocket.
Again, it's a 2-point game. 6:40 left as Taft is ready to snap the ball. 32-30 Toreadors. They go back to the ground game. Mansoray for 3.
Again, behind Sherwood pulling. You can again, they're keying that run game.
Off the left side. 2nd down and 7.
El Camino has to read the keys, and they'll stop that.
And the clock is an ally of Taft. Elko needs a stop and a score to try to win the game. Taft's thinking one more touchdown and a conversion afterward. Then we got him right where we want him. Quick pitch to Mansoray. Chased out of bounds. Edwards was in the backfield in a hurry and forced the play.
That's right. They really came. They put 7 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Good play by Joseph Edwards to force the play outside, contain that running back.
They're calling number 14 for taunting.
There is a flag down on the near side.
That was just not necessary by number 14.
It's over. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense.
14 is Coulter.
Penalty results in a first.
That's the 5th
on the play after the play.
Unsportsmanlike
foul
against El Camino Royal tonight. They are shooting themselves in the foot.
That's just inappropriate. I mean, that's just uncalled for.
2-yard line.
Uncalled for. But number 14 shouldn't have done that. Coulter.
Now it's going to be difficult for the defense. They're going to have to raise up and make a play. Mansoray is hit and dropped immediately. Shoulder tackle by Pesqueda. Julian Pesqueda, the linebacker, has made some strong hits this evening for ECR.
Yeah, he put the body on the body.
That was a loss there of a couple. We saw it last week. This defense able to make the plays to hold off Chatsworth. We're down to 5:20 remaining. Conroy looking, the deep one. Incomplete. Don't see a flag.
Oh, it's thrown in the end zone.
Kagwa and Lesham all tied up.
And
wasn't catchable.
It's just incomplete.
Wasn't catchable.
A lot of times they'll call that an interference, though, because he was not playing the ball.
But he wasn't coming back towards the ball. Lesham didn't come back towards the ball.
3rd down. Another big play. 3rd and a dozen. El Camino needs a couple stops here. Can they slow down Conroy when they need to? Deep one over the middle is batted away. Wilson had it knocked away by Pesqueda. And it's 4th down.
All intent.
Conroy got it out there in a hurry. That was a terrific play by Pesqueda.
Right. Well, they saw the coverage and the 2 of them converged.
4th down. 4th down and 12 to go.
Well, here's a huge play, obviously. 4th and a dozen. 5:12 remains. 32-30 Taft.
Look for Lesham.
Conroy, they keep him in the pocket, but he's got all night to throw.
Too much time.
Being chased by Shirley. Thrown incomplete, maybe intercepted. It doesn't matter. It's going to go over on downs. I think it's an incompleted pass. Shirley finally forced the play and forced the hand of Conroy.
Give Conroy that time. That's just scary when you see him running free with all the green grass ahead of him.
Pass was incomplete. It'll be a turnover on
That was close to a pick. They rule it incomplete, which is better for El Camino.
Yeah,
and for Emerson on the
first and
sideline,
10.
he knows his defense is going to have to make a stand for him.
Yep.
El Camino takes over at the 24-yard line. Remember, a field goal can give them the lead.
They just have to be methodical now and walk it down the field. Walk it down the field. Take your time, coach. Walk it down the field.
Well, the defense gave them their opportunity with this stop. After that 15-yard infraction, gave Taft great field position. The Taft offense stalled.
Can't make mistakes now. Keep
Hawkins,
your poise.
the sophomore. That'll be another false start. They started downfield early.
See, they made a
There's
mistake.
a penalty on the play. Looks like a false start.
5-yard
They'll back them
penalty.
up 5 yards.
Still first down.
That's what we just talked about. They can't make mistakes.
Mike, the thing is, they can make mistakes.
Well, they are making mistakes, but they shouldn't.
Well, both sides have been hit with infractions. It's hurt El Camino much more, though. Again, we talked about it. They have not played the clean game.
No.
They're, again, in my mind, very fortunate to be where they are. Chance to still win the game. Boy, is this experience growing up time for this quarterback, Hawkins?
He's learning.
John, group number 2 in mind. He's been quiet tonight.
Yeah, hasn't done much.
First and 15. Another deep throw. Too far. Wanted Coulter. Just running
Hawkins
a simple
went back to
post.
pass and threw it deep down the middle, but the ball was incomplete.
Not close on that
That's
one.
going to bring up a second down and 15.
So much for methodical.
Well, they've had success going over the top.
Wow. But they've gone over the top to Sanders twice.
They do have Jaden Williams in the game, 16, who's a flyer. He's a guy that can stretch the D. Second and 15. Inside of 5 minutes left in a beauty in Woodland Hills. Protected well. Open. Williams. He's down close to the first down. That's the man I was telling you about. Jaden Williams.
You called it.
Gives them a first down out to the 35, and they overcome the down and distance.
Yep. They've got to look to Williams. They've got to look to not to Shirley every time.
Shirley's a nice option, though.
Well, Young is the guy they need to get to right now because there's really not much coverage on him.
Shirley has over 40 catches this year for ECR with the ones tonight. Came in with 38. He's got 5 more tonight. Back to the ground game. Malik into the secondary. Into Taft territory. First down, ECR.
Another first down. Ball is across midfield.
A promising drive for the Royals.
Can we say ground game?
At the 47-yard line.
Approaching 4 minutes to play. 2-point lead for Taft. More drama, just like last week.
There was a power, and that's all they ran. And he was off tackle, and he was gone.
Yeah, and that Taft defense has been leaky all season long. Can they raise up and make a stop? Will they get it done? Hawkins on the option. Cut down in the open field by Dutt. Boy, Amir Dutt is a nice corner. We've seen him against the pass. There he came up and played the run well.
He did, but again, Hawkins isn't moving real fast. He's been hit quite a bit tonight.
Down to 3:15 remaining. Ball at the 44-yard line. He did pick up 3. It's 2nd and 7.
Caden Jong has got to get some open field here.
Well, Hawkins has got to get back in the huddle or they're going to have a penalty.
Yeah, well, again, they have a delay game quite a bit. Unfortunately, it's one of their things they need to work on all the time.
Well, you're in the middle of the season. At this point, you should have this worked out.
I agree.
They're confused again.
Better call a timeout.
Well, you don't want to exhaust those either. We're down to 2:40 left in the game. 2nd and 7. They do get the play off. And here's the draw. Late flag in the holding zone.
Hand off up the middle.
Walker carried it, but this one will probably be called back. But it may not. I think they're pointing at Taft. It might be a mask. Yep. He might have grabbed the face mask.
He did.
Face mask defense during the run.
15-yard
penalty.
Wow, it's right in that holding zone that you normally see the hold, but then you saw the mask grab. And this one's going to give him a first down and take it deep into Taft territory to the 22-yard line. 2:27 left.
A barn burner, Coach.
Just another night at the office for the cardiac kids of El Camino Royal. Taft trying to hold on. Of course, you want to score, but you don't want to give too much time to Conroy either.
Exactly right.
Malik is the running back. Walker was in there for one play. Hawkins pressured, in trouble, sacked.
Unblocked.
Tremendous
once again,
run by
Darius Taylor
for a loss.
Unblocked.
And now with the clock moving with less than 2 minutes to go. 2nd down and a long way.
2nd and long. Making a lot of noise at Taft. Ball back out to the 31. Down to 1:35 remaining.
They're coming after Hawkins.
2nd and 16. Protected well. Caught on that sideline beautifully. Bringing it in was Jake Shirley. A marvelous catch. Short of the first down. But what a grab by the veteran.
But he's out of bounds.
And they go out of bounds to stop the clock.
No, he did not get out of bounds. They're running the clock right now.
Well, that can't be.
It's not a first down. They say he didn't get out of bounds, apparently.
What?
Now they stop it. No, they didn't. How about that? Sure looked like he went out of bounds.
I thought he did.
Guys, if you got that one in the truck, we'd like to see it again. He looked like he ran out of bounds.
They've been running that clock. Again, that's my question about these officials. They've been running that clock when they shouldn't have.
Well, they stop it at 1:03. Again, it's a high school football game. Things happen. But how about that patterning catch by Shirley? And the offensive line held up.
Can you see the replay on this?
Still 3rd down and short.
Let's take a look and see if Shirley got out of bounds. It really appeared that he was out of bounds. He's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds.
I don't know what they're thinking.
That's a bad call. They got to redo this.
Well, they should put time back on the clock.
Referee's calling it right there. Did you see the referee call timeout? They got to challenge this. Can they do that?
No.
Oh my God, that's a crime. That's wrong.
Well, it cost El Camino about 6 seconds.
But it's just unacceptable. They
Remember, a field goal wins this game.
But they made Elko take a timeout.
Potentially.
Randy.
I know. It cost him 6 seconds.
And a timeout.
Yep. 3rd down play. Hawkins running to the middle of the field.
Hawkins keeps the ball up the middle. Quarterback keeper is going to be 4th down and short.
This might be up to Ocentra.
Wow.
Is there a timeout?
They don't need a timeout. There's 45 seconds left. You take this all the way down.
No, they're not taking.
No, you take it all the way down and then take a timeout and
correct,
then kick
but
it.
did they call a timeout? Did they have a timeout left?
Welcome again to our first annual 8-on-8 bowl game.
43.6 remaining.
Aren't you glad you're here tonight?
Well, it would be about a 30-yard field goal. 32-30, 43.6 remaining. Well, last week, Marvin Street elected to go for it. Would have been a much shorter field goal. Didn't go for the field goal. Ran it. Got stopped. And Chatsworth lost to El Camino Royal. Here we have El Camino in a situation where a field goal could give them the lead.
They added time on the clock.
Yep, they just did. They realized their error.
Thank you. We want to get this right. Thank you.
So they put an extra 20 seconds on the clock, which actually could help Taft.
Yeah, well, I wonder if that's what was the reason.
Well, I wouldn't go there, but it's a fourth down play.
You wouldn't?
It's fourth down. It looks like there's no field goal unit out there.
You need 1 yard.
Put more time on the clock, too. There's 50 seconds left. El Camino has to get the first down. Remember, undoubtedly, it'll be Hawkins going forward. There's the run. There's the push. There's the first down. He's got the first down. That will stop the clock for a moment. 46 seconds left. First down, ECR.
First down.
El Camino side. Their fans exuberant.
Be smart now, coach.
Well, they're at the 11. It's still about a 28-yard field goal. The clock is running. El Camino can't get too cozy here. Hawkins running it down. And he's going to throw for it. 20 seconds left. Short gain to Shirley.
And El Camino calls a timeout with 18.3 seconds to go.
18 seconds left. El Camino utilizes a timeout. Now, they don't have the timeouts on the scoreboard.
Large timeout. El Camino Royal. Final timeout.
That's their final timeout. Thank you, sir. That's Bill Agopian. Mike, either throw to the end zone once or kick it right now.
Kick it. They got to kick it.
Well, there's 18 seconds left.
If we learned anything last week, you kick it now and then squib kick the kickoff.
Well, you do have the option, too, of snapping it back to the quarterback and having him just throw it out of bounds and kill some time. You have that option. But
they could always fumble the snap.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying that's an option. Because you want to whittle it all the way down so Taft has nothing left. These are just options. These stands are rocking, aren't they? From where the ball is now, it would be about a 25-yard field goal. Do you dare throw to the end zone?
No. Kick it. I'm a conservative coach.
They are coming back out. I do not see a kicker. I think you got to throw to the end zone. Or just throw it up in the air and kill time. Because you don't want Taft to have anything left when you make the field goal.
You don't want to throw an interception here.
Of course not. And Shirley started early, and that'll cost El Camino 5.
It looks like a false start.
It's going to make the potential field goal a little bit more difficult. Remember, Osintra has a strong leg. Still about a 29-yarder if they elect to kick it after the next down. Everything is shaking here. Our monitor, the stands, the cameras. Ball back out to the 13. So it'd be a 30-yard field goal if they end up trying one. Hawkins may be thinking about a touchdown, though. Throw to the middle of the field. It's caught. Touchdown, El Camino. Coulter.
For a touchdown with
14.8. 36-32 ECR. They're not conservative on the El Camino sideline.
Can you believe this? Can you believe this? But don't count Conroy out. Don't count Lesham out.
Extra point coming up for ECR. Thought they might go for two to try to make it 6. There goes Sintra. We'll try to bang another one through. 36-32. Royals. Great theater 2 weeks in a row. Kick is good.
Extra point is
I think he would have made the field goal. He's got a good leg.
Yeah, he does, but it's almost blocked.
37-32 with 14.8 seconds to go.
Just looked almost blocked. Boy, did they find him. Oh, my goodness.
How about the poise of this quarterback, Hawkins, in the teeth of the moment, drilling it to Coulter for the touchdown. And the fans are celebrating on the El Camino side.
Major maturity by Hawkins tonight. Learned a lot tonight. They need to squib kick this on the ground now to keep the clock running until it's touched.
Yeah, remember Leo Lesham's return kicks for touchdowns this year.
I know. But you got to kick it deep. You cannot kick it short because they can score from there. They can score from anywhere close to the goal line. Kick it deep.
Well, game lived up to the billing. It is the 101 Classic, right?
Well, it ain't over till it's over.
And it isn't over. El Camino trying to go to 2-0 in the West Valley.
Got to kick it deep.
Improve to 3-4. And set up a showdown next week with Birmingham, which they'll be a huge underdog. But they're not thinking about the Patriots right now. Need to try to burn off the final 14.8. So Sintra has it teed up. Where's the ball going? I would kick away from Lesham.
Kick it deep. But then what do I know?
Yeah, you thought they were going to be conservative and kick the field goal.
I did.
I thought they'd throw for the score. They have confidence in their passing game.
That's why I'm not a gambler.
Here's the squib kick. Fair catch taken at the 41-yard line. That's smart football by Caron. He's the guy that had the first touchdown.
They've got to run. I mean, any defensive coach knows you run a prevent defense now. You put two deep safeties 40 yards down the field and keep everybody in front of you.
Taft needs 59 yards in 14 seconds. They have a couple plays. One of the things you might want to think about here if you're Taft is to about a 15-yard out and get to the sideline.
They got to keep these safeties deep here, farther back. Pressure quarterback.
Conroy, the deep ball. John dropped what would have been the game-sealing interception. We're down to 7.5 seconds left. There was no receiver over there.
Same thing. They got to pressure him. Stay deep.
The winning coach will go to the 50-yard line.
Stay
all
deep.
fans, please stay off the field. This is the
John makes that interception. The game's over. Now they got another shot at it.
Stay off the field. Thank you.
El Camino has 3 back inside their 30-yard line, knowing that Conroy's going to air it out.
There he is.
Wilson's the motion man. 7.5 seconds left. Here's the short one underneath, which I thought they might do on the first play. The hook in the lateral. Time is going to expire. El Camino wins the game. They celebrate again. ECR 2 weeks in a row in dramatic style.
Wow.
El Camino 37.
Wow.
Taft
37. 32. Shock and dismay for the Toreadors. Absolute joy for El Camino Royale. What a ball game. And for Coach Zabalik, trying to control his team. What a dramatic win again.
Wow. Hollywood ending. You can't script this any better.
Kevin Hawkins, 3 touchdown passes. That last one, the second one on the night to Coulter, wins the game. And for Fred Emerson, his team played well. They built an early lead. They hugged there, the two coaches. Just a dramatic comeback, though, by El Camino Royale. 2 weeks in a row.
Speechless. What can you say? You let the pictures speak for themselves. You don't need to even speak. Unbelievable ending. Again. Wow.
37-32 ECR. And believe it or not, they're right in the middle of the West Valley League with a 2-0 record. Now, they've played 2 teams that are considered not as strong as Cleveland, Granada Hills, and Birmingham, but they get the victories, and you're 2-0. And the fans here, we're on the Taft side tonight, are filing out in great disappointment. But great respect on both sidelines for both teams.
They do. You know, again, the coaches exemplify that. They're competitors. They want to win, but they're gentlemen in the process, and that's what sportsmanship is all about.
Well, Coach Zabalik wasn't far off. He said, what, 42-35?
42-35.
Well, was this one 37-32? Well, right about right. Got to feel bad for the Taft kids. They played hard, and for
they
El
did.
Camino,
And again, I'm surprised that
they played great.
They didn't keep running the ball.
Played great when they had to, did El Camino. They made plays. Amos had a good game, number 3 for Taft. Here's the touchdown to Lesham. Leor's a great player. And he got this one. Remember this one? Doink off and in. Yeah, it's a 10-point game right here. But El Camino and Jalen Sanders bounce right back.
Sanders made the difference tonight. We talked about him having a breakout game, and this was it.
Number 30, Koenig Malik had a nice effort, too. That was a touchdown.
Doesn't he remind you of Omida from last year?
Cup is being presented to the winning team.
Have a presentation down on the field. There's the 2-pointer. Here's the long bomb to Legend Wilson. At this point, when they score, you think that Taft's got the game.
Yeah. I mean, again, that made a huge difference.
Here's a deep one. Again, see the strength of the Hawkins arm, and Sanders is gone.
Yeah, Sanders again, breakout game. We can't speak more highly than that.
There's the one that won it. Coulter on the end of another Hawkins aerial.
Coulter is like the redemption from Coulter getting flagged on that personal foul.
And the celebration. 2 weeks in a row we've seen this team run onto the field. And there's the cup. They are the 101 Classic champions in dramatic style. Now it's fun time. Well, I've got to thank our guys in the truck. Job well done. Great game. Thank you, Paul Zabalik. Enjoy your trip to Croatia.
Thank you, Randy. Enjoyed it as always.
I'm not happy about you leaving me.
Well, I'm sure you'll find a substitute that is far better.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know why you want to leave this kind of drama. 37-32 Royals over the Toreadors for our entire LA36 crew. For Paul Zabalik, I'm Randy Rosenblum. So long from Woodland Hills, the best team in Woodland Hills. Barely is El Camino Real. Good night, everybody.